Hello and welcome to another edition of Starting XP presenting the Masquerade Camarilla side. This is part 2 of last week's episode, Ode to the Family. And there's a special reason why it's like that, but before I go into it, I'm joined by the usual suspects. How's it going, guys?
Hello.
Good.
We are down a castmate this evening, so do keep that in mind. We had some scheduling issues that we are trying to address, but regardless, tonight's episode is going to be a special one. It is a flashback as Archibald has gathered pretty much the court to explain a story regarding those pesky Samis always trying to ruin the Camarilla's fun. So this takes place in 1958. You know, lots of things happening in this era. Obviously, the Leave It to Beaver family lifestyle's eroding as we're coming down towards the 60s. And there's a lot of change happening, especially in Kern. There was a major disaster that affected the county of Kern in 1952, and people are still feeling the effects of that major disaster. An earthquake struck near the White Wolf Flats in Tehachapi, and the remnants of the earthquake rolled down into Bakersfield. The court of Kern have taken advantage of this disaster and established their power hold in the city. Every founding member taking advantage of the chaos, and Locke is celebrating the rebuilt Bell Tower and is holding court to basically honor the achievements of his founding members. And you are guests. Everybody's being played by a specific character, and I'll start with the man himself, Reggie. Who are you playing as this evening?
I am playing as Dr. Mario Cativo, an upcoming Malkavian psychologist.
Okay. So the relations in the Malkavian clan are very small. They've always been small in the Kern. Amelia is definitely an old world Malkavian who's came over and is trying to, bring more of the academics into here. Her big accomplishment is essentially founding and the rebuild of the library that was damaged during the earthquake. So she was able to export a lot of really, lost texts, cultivating local history, getting some grants to basically bring this well-needed library into the city of Bakersfield. We are also have another guest, Vic. Tony, who are you playing as this evening?
I'm playing Zed Roth, a Tremere doctor, former scientist for the Third Reich. Not by choice, sadly.
Okay. And you are being introduced by Thomas, who is the Keeper of Elysium, who has brought you here into States as well. The Tremere clan has always been a pillar of the Camarilla here in the court of Kern. The current sheriff, as wild and as unorthodox his methods are, he has kept the city safe. But Thomas has yet to really acknowledge his child's accomplishments. So that's kind of like the big buzz that's going on, is that Thomas and Wyatt don't really see eye to eye when it comes to dealing with possible threats to the Camarilla, excavating other supernatural sources. The werewolves have definitely been a pain in everybody's rear. Mario, the Tehachapi mental institution. You've seen your fair share of lupines, basically just trying to drive out all of the vampire influence. So the wolves are at the door with everybody. Locke assures that this is going to be handled by Wyatt, and Wyatt has hired or has deputized an expert in the lupine threat, and that is Deck. Deck is a roamer. He's an outsider. Doesn't really know anything that's going on within the city of Kern. And yes, this is the current Deck. So before all the madness has happened to him. And then finally, Evan Cooper, who are you playing as this evening?
Who am I playing as, or who am I playing as?
I'll leave it to you.
Okay. So as far as anyone else is aware, I'm a fresh-faced Toreador arriving into town named Donna Lockhart. And she's from back east, and that's really all you know.
So the representative of the Toreador clan is a man named Alvin Champagne. Mr. Champagne. He wears a, he's basically the Hugh Hefner before Hugh Hefner became a thing.
Come on, Alan. Let's dance in the rain.
He has a lot of flashy show, a lot of parties up in the private, lots of private estates. He's well connected with movie stars that come here into the Central Valley to just kind of get away. He's also introducing his childer, a Betty, who has a lot of you have seen Betty Peterson. Doesn't really, she was a ghoul for Alvin, but when all of you know this is that there was a court that was being held in 1952 where the Truxton Tower collapsed in a fire. So Betty was at that party, and she's the only survivor.
Oh.
Wait, but didn't our characters see that, Locke and Archibald were there, or did they leave early?
They left early.
She was immortal when that happened.
Yeah, she was mortal when that happened.
She was the human survivor.
Yeah, she was the human survivor. Yeah. So a lot of it may be the core scene of her, because maybe she was going to come out and speak about all the crazy events that happened that night. And so Betty is being brought in and being acknowledged for the first time. So, but you've all seen her around. She's definitely one of Alvin's playthings. So,
have I gotten the chance to know them before this, or am I meeting them for the first time?
You're meeting them for the first time.
Okay.
But you have an extensive background on all these people.
Yeah.
Coincidence? Probably.
So we begin by walking into the main lobby. There's not that many. There are some, there's artworks that are being put up, documentation of the founding city. Basically, this is a legal building. It's still treated as a legal building. It's not the Kern County Museum until much at a later point. So there are, desks and, a lobby. Everything's been cleared out. So it has that sort of vibrant echo as you guys walk in. You see a red carpet that is rolled out in the middle of the aisle, and on the top clerk's counter there is that has been kind of slightly moved off. There's like a podium that's staged up, and then there's a little platform where there's a chair that looks to be the prince's chair. I will go by random order, and we will present it with 0. You show up with Thomas. Thomas is like, oh God, you did the thing, right? You did the thing I asked.
Is this a thing? You know, I don't understand.
Your experiment.
I'm just nervous because, like, you know, oh yes, that of course.
Because if Amelia finds out,
I'm checking my fucking pockets, like, oh yes, yes. I'll pop it in my mouth.
He's like, because if Amelia finds out you're what you are, she's going to freak.
Okay, I'll avoid her.
Okay.
I just don't do well at these things.
Well, I got you out, so now that you're here, you're safe, all right?
Okay.
Fair enough.
How long was this take? This take?
It will take as long as it needs to take, all right, man? Listen.
Okay.
It's gonna be swell, right?
Yes.
You just
keep
gotta
a positive outlook. Okay. Yes, I got it.
You just gotta walk up to the man, ask for his permission. Don't go into too much detail. This is a celebration tonight. I'm gonna have to do a little bit of side business, so because I am the keeper and this is the Elysium, so I can't be hovering around you, making sure that you don't break decorum. Okay? You're a man. You can figure this out. Don't be intimidated.
It's just usually I have Yvette to be the middleman in all this. It's strange when she's not here.
Well, Yvette will be on her way, all right? I just got to get it cleared before I can allow mortals to enter Elysium, all right? And the fact that she's not normal, you can't be giving away Tremere's secrets that way, okay, man? The pyramid is always watching, especially that one. And he points at a guy who he's dressed up in like a sweater vest. He has a tie. He looks like very stalwart, very angry. He just looks very angry.
Is that why?
Yeah, he's bald. You know, devil horn rim glasses. Just looks like a very disgruntled middle-aged man.
Oh,
He is who you should be worried about this evening, all right?
Okay. I'll just keep to myself.
And then you kind of bump into somebody, and it's like this, you know, tweedy-looking, you know, Caucasian man with a smoker's jacket and a pipe in his mouth, and he's like, "Oh, my dear boy, how's it going? How's it going, champ? Name's Alvin. Alvin Champagne. You can call me Mr. Champagne."
Yes. It's
Sorry,
nice to meet you.
You're kind of taking up the entrance. Have you met my childer? And you see a very, very shy-looking, beautiful young lady. Her hair kind of put up, wearing a stewardess outfit.
It's nice to meet you. I don't extend my hand to shake her hand. I just kind of like keep my hands to myself.
Oh, so do you do the bow thing, right? You part of the, you believe in the Oriental, like Mr. Thaddeus here. He's like, no, he's a bit of a germaphobe. A germa what? What's that? Is that a thing?
Yes.
Heck with it. Well, you two have a great evening. We got to make our pleasantries. And he walks in, and Betty kind of nods to you, and they kind of walk through. Yeah.
Yes. I am not liking this, Thomas. People touch each other without permission.
It's American, okay? Just get it through. Well, hold on. I gotta talk to him. Just walk inside. All right?
Okay. Okay. I'll head in.
Okay.
I'll just walk in and be like, oh God, this isn't my laboratory. This isn't, I don't like parties. Too
Mario,
many people.
you saw this
I'll just
whole
go-
interaction.
I'll just try to go in and fucking find a corner to be alone in.
Yeah. Mario, you saw this whole interaction.
Hold on. So, he told him it's an American thing.
Yeah.
I'm going to scry his soul.
Whose soul?
Tony or Vic's character. What's your character's name? I don't know yet.
It's Zed, but I can't give my real name,
Yeah.
so it's gonna be 0.
I'm not asking you your name. I'm just scrying.
Yeah, I
your
know, I
soul.
know.
All right, so go ahead and make the roll.
So it's intelligence aspects versus composure subterfuge.
Mhm. So roll your composure subterfuge. Zed. So 1.
Yikes.
And this is where the Mario
How many dice? I only rolled 1 die. Hold on, that's dumb.
yeah, that
Probably because I forgot to. No, that's supposed to be intelligent. Give me a second.
did it not go all the way?
It's in. It just didn't.
Oh wow, that's weird.
Let's try this again. Yeah,
It says abs. Yeah, it looks like the die roller. There it
it's
goes.
broken. Did it roll them all the time? Okay,
Yeah.
that's what I should be rolling.
Yeah. So 3 successes.
I'm like,
So-
how did I roll 1 die? That makes no sense.
So with 3 successes, you didn't get a critical. Well, finding the.
So first off, is he a supernatural being?
Oh yeah, he's totally a supernatural being.
Okay. Is it vampire?
Oh yeah, he's totally a vampire.
He's a vampire. Okay. What's his emotional state?
His emotional
Very,
state.
very uncomfortable. Like, not necessarily, kind of afraid and kind of just uncomfortable mostly. Just like an anxiety, like, oh, I don't want to be here.
Okay. And then finally, what's the resonance in your blood?
What would it be? I don't know.
Well,
Is this your normal state of being?
No.
So what is your character normally like?
Very, very focused on reading, researching, dissecting.
So you would normally be phlegmatic, but now you're the water one, which name I forget.
yeah.
Yes.
So that's fine. Okay. That's all I needed to know.
Mhm.
Oh, that first one's
Great.
probably- Thank you. That's it for now.
Damn, dude. I'm already getting fucking squared up, dude.
It's okay. You won't be alone.
You hear Mario. You hear a motorcycle roll up as the two, this Thomas individual and the middle-aged, angry man are arguing about something. Something along the lines of it's them, and Thomas is like, it's not them. And they go back and forth between who is to blame for some sort of attack. And then Deck appears on the scene, kicks up his, kickstand.
Am I with Wyatt?
No, you're showing
Because I
up.
was supposed to be his deputy,
Yeah,
right?
no, you're showing up. Leather jacket,
Oh.
all attitude, cigarette in your mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, fucking guy. You looking at me wrong, huh? It's like,
And then you see kind of Wyatt just
Put
his hand in
boss
his-
down?
puts his hand in Thomas's face like he doesn't want to speak to him anymore.
Oh.
And then he whistles over to the motorcyclist, the biker. Hey,
Who whistles?
Wyatt.
Oh.
Hmm.
Walk right over to him.
Hey,
What's up?
you're late.
I'm here, aren't I?
And then Thomas is like, "Oh, stop it, Wyatt. He roams and goes where he pleases." He's like, "Hey, you shut your mouth. This is your domain. This is your little playpen. But when I'm speaking to my deputy, you don't speak to him like that. All right? You don't speak to him like that." He's like, "Fine. Are the werewolves going to show up?" Deck,
Not that
is
I
it?
know of. Or are they?
So you've been hearing rumblings that that a lot of the auto club down on crap, what's that street called? The Loma. So there's a Mexican gang calling themselves the Loma Boys. That they're kind of a car club, but some of the werewolves have infiltrated that car club. They might start shit. They don't know about tonight's meeting, but they know that something's gotten them spooked to where they're like going out.
They know a meeting's going on, but they don't know where it is.
And Thomas is like, "So should I be worried?"
Not unless all hell breaks loose here. Then, yeah, we probably have to worry.
And then, well, it's like he just kind of like puts his like head around your head and gives you like a noogie. And he's like, "Ah!" He's like, "Don't worry, my boy Deck here. He knows when they'll be coming."
I gotta say, I love that response. Should we be worried? Well, if something bad happens, yeah.
Well, I mean it as in like, shit. If shit happens to get their attention, then they'll show up. But stand out.
Yeah.
And then he kind of like
Don't be the Sabat.
he kind of fixes your collar and he just is like, "Come on, you have to be respectable. You could have at least put on a clean shirt."
This is clean.
He opens up his car keys, tosses it to you. He's like, "I got you a new shirt. You're gonna put that on. You're gonna zip up your jacket. You're gonna look presentable. All right?"
As long as it's not a pink dress.
Oh,
I go to his car.
He's like, "I wouldn't dress you up in a pink dress, Deck. More lavender."
Asshole. Yeah, I just go to his car and pop the trunk.
Yeah, it's like a brown shirt. Like kind of like a. It's at the. Sears,
Just look at my
it's
stained white shirt.
Yeah, it's a Sears catalog. Press brown shirt. Pretty fancy. I'm assuming Mario's making his way in, or are you still just gonna be obfuscated, just looking?
That's court, so I wouldn't have obfuscated anyway. It's a violation of the rules. Auspex is like reflexive for me.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess I'll step out of the shadows. I'll go towards the guy I don't know who's very anxious, but not normally anxious because he's got distemperant resonance in his blood.
Mm-hmm. So you approach Zed.
Excuse me.
Yes.
We haven't met. My name is Dr. Cativo.
Oh, I'm Zero.
Zero. An interesting name. Has it perhaps brought along childhood anxieties?
Excuse me?
Well, it seems like someone who grew up with the name Zero would have a very, very low opinion of themselves. Probably brought on by parental doubt and disillusionment that would lead them to give a child a name with such low ambition.
Zero is a pseudonym. It is a combination of my surname and regular name.
So is it a reflection of your personal anxieties, then, that you choose a pseudonym of nothing.
I am confused.
Are you hoping to be nothing, or merely to be taken as nothing?
Where is even Camarilla? Oh, I wish she was here. Here.
Who?
A retainer of mine.
Ah, used to letting retainers do your talking.
Yeah, that.
You know, in the Camarilla, bringing mortals into court is frowned upon. It will make others look down upon you.
Oh, she's far from that. Huh. Ugh. He's like, oh man, she's kind of scary sometimes. But is there something you need from me, or?
Actually, I was wondering if perhaps you needed something from me. You seem ill at ease, abnormally anxious.
I'd like it if you left me alone.
So it's a social anxiety, then. Do you normally feel afraid in crowds, or only when confronted by individuals?
I was never like this, but
obviously, the resonance of your blood shows a distemper.
So Wyatt kind of leads it to you to be like, $5 says that the kraut breaks.
How did you know that?
Well,
That's an obvious win.
Well, first I can smell resonance. When you spend as much time studying it as I have, it starts to come naturally.
Oh. Okay. Where's Thomas?
Thomas is not around.
I believe
God.
Thomas is having a fight with his childer over the biker man.
Thomas has left and he's gone to the back room to speak to the prince because he's the keeper.
Who was fighting with Wyatt over the biker?
Thomas.
Was that Thomas?
Yeah, but Thomas has gone inside. And
okay, well, I'm not paying much attention to Thomas because he's not an interesting person.
Yeah.
I do believe Thomas was having a fight with Wyatt over the biker.
Oh.
And his proper treatment.
And then you see the biker and Wyatt kind of it's like the most odd couple ever because Wyatt is like tucks his shirt in, belt buckle, like all-American dad, and then he's leaning next to whispering into this greaser. This like pretty staunch looking dude that you would not even see them like speaking to each other in normal proper settings. And they're just kind of whispering back and forth, and they're kind of poking fun. And then you hear, very lovely walk up to Mario. And it's like, come now, Mario. There are other
Is it Amelia?
Yeah, it's Amelia. There are other guests that you may, What is the term that you use? The
psychoanalyze?
Yes, that.
This one's so interesting.
Well, he may be interesting.
His social anxiety is abnormal to his resonance type, which means that he feels out of place or not belonging here, as well as overly nervous and afraid. One might wonder as to why. This is, after all, a guaranteed safe haven, is it not?
Indeed.
For all of our kind? I mean, even if the Sabbat were to walk through those doors, are they not guaranteed safety to and from this location?
Oh,
Sabbat.
Mario, I hate when you speak so casually about those monsters. You know the danger.
And I'm just can I just try to like slowly walk away to another corner? Like, I think I'll be taking my leave now.
You know what's interesting is he's leaving, but shows no relief. Which means that his social anxiety is general rather than specific.
Can I not?
Interesting.
Can I not take you anywhere, Mario?
I'm sorry, Amelia. Really, I am.
No, you're not. You feel nothing.
That's true.
Just go. Just try to not do.
I can see I've upset you.
No, I just don't want the same thing that you did last time to the harpy with Archibald. You called him an inferiority complex with
Well,
abandonment issues.
Obviously. Have you never spent more than 3 seconds in conversation with the man?
We know, but you do not have to say it out loud. You do not have
But
to.
But once he understands, he can work on improvement.
But you dare not do that to the prince, all right? I know.
Of course not. He'd have me killed.
I am just trying to figure out if Arthur's going to show up tonight. I need to speak to him. It's very important that I speak to the seneschal.
Have you tried calling him? You know, they even installed a rotary phone down here.
I do not. He is off on business.
Those new confounded rotary phones.
It is not as simple as picking up the phone and calling. He is bruja. He is always out and about. All right? Just try not to upset anybody of higher stature than you. That's all. That's all I ask.
Of course.
Although if you tease Archibald a little bit more, that'd be helpful.
Yeah. As a description, Dr. Mario Kativa is like 6.5 feet tall, very pale skin, dressed like a Freudian psychologist. So he's got the very straight professorial coat, the black slacks. Everything is perfectly pressed. He looks like a fucking robot.
Yeah.
Like, he walks like a robot. He moves like a robot. His face betrays no emotion. He doesn't smile or frown or have tics.
Yeah, I don't like that look at all.
He always kind of looks like he's a spider trying to determine if you're a fly or not.
You
Seems
see this guy just like burst in the door. He's like, ha ha ha! He has a pot belly. He's dressed up as a biker, except his clothes look a little bit too snug. And he has a long beard, and he's very feral. As he's like, you just immediately see why I just kind of roll his eyes like, oh god. And then you see, he's like, Dak, what's up?
Shit. Fucking hate this guy. Hey, how's it going?
Not much, just came down from Bishop. Ugh. How's the freelance gig working?
Comes and goes.
Comes and goes. Fuck. Can't believe you're working for these camtards. Like I said,
It's for them.
it's
for
great.
the
If he's
working.
an anarch, Para, I am shunned by the anarchs also.
Yeah, he's an anarch. He's like, you're shunned by the anarchs?
I'm
He's
shunned
just
by
like,
the anarchs.
who the fuck invited this guy?
He's like, oh,
I may have taken a prominent gang leader and psychoanalyzed him to death.
He's like, ugh. It really...
It was an honest mistake, I swear.
He just kind of looks at you, just snarl tooth. Just... He's like, fuck this guy. Whatever. Where the booze and bitches at, Dick? So I thought this was a party.
Yeah, I'm not the one bringing refreshments.
And who's bringing the refreshments?
Whoever called court.
There's refreshments?
I guess. I mean, it's a party, right? The Elysium. Not supposed to show our powers. But gotta feed, right? We're safe here, right?
Yeah, as far as I know.
Or some Cammy kind of like looks towards your area, Mario. Going to abuse, turf.
You take an aggressive and agitative stance, but your face displays instead a mood of mocking bemusement. This leads me to believe you're currently in a state of false bravado. Why do you feel it necessary to threaten in a place of peace?
He walks up to you, he's like, because I'm Buck. And I like to fuck. Alright? So do you want me to fuck you?
You know, while sexual addiction has not been recognized in the diagnostic manual, I do believe it is a truly addictive experience. I could help you with that.
He looks at you, Deck, like across the room. He's like, I mean, I heard you, but now that I'm talking to you, you don't make any goddamn sense. The hell are you
Your addiction to sex.
My addiction to sex? What? I'm so lost. And Wyatt's just like, just kind of goes, oh my god, here it goes. Here it goes. He just like kind of just like he takes off his glasses, just wiping it. So you telling me that I'm some sort of lunatic? That I'm crazy or something?
The term crazy is old-fashioned. It's an illness.
Uh-huh.
And what I'm telling you is that anyone who feels the need to introduce themselves as someone who likes to have sex is probably addicted to the experience and act of having sex. And judging by your general demeanor, you're also probably sadomasochistic.
He gets real close to you and he's like, I am sick in the head. And he starts walking off.
That much was obvious.
He just kind of just sits on like one of the chairs, and he's just like, "That was hilarious." We'll talk later, Dick. I'm just going through my headspace right now. Oh God, all the horrible things I've had to do in order to get to this point here. Must be some sort of crazed maniac.
God, I hate this guy.
He's like, where the hell did you find this guy at?
I didn't. He found me.
He found you?
Yeah.
What, is it a gangrel thing?
It's like it's like lost puppy syndrome. I'll talk to you later about it.
Alright. He's not gonna... I mean, anarchs are... I've heard they're rowdy, but... They're kind of pushovers, right?
Yeah, when you start throwing around status.
I've just been hearing clamoring down in Los Angeles. Some sort of movement.
Yeah, it's hard to explain. The anarchs are just being anarchs, really.
You see a guy step out from the office. Kind of looks like an all-American college kid wearing glasses. For those of you who are not familiar, it is Gideon. As he's kind of being, like, his head is down, and he's kind of being escorted out by some old lady who has, like, a very, very kind of like gloomy demeanor. Like, she looks sickly, but she doesn't look like she needs any help or any sort of like assistance. Like, she is just walking out of the room, and she is definitely mortal, for those of you who have any sort of supernatural awareness up. And Gideon has been a retainer to Locke for some time. And so it's just weird that these mortals are allowed to walk freely in a place where, like Mario said, these kindred are, this is a kindred safe space. It's mortals who walk through here. It looks down upon. It's very frowned upon. So you guys begin to see other faces that kind of obscure in the shadows because, the person who's narrating this event is Archibald. So there are faces and people that are not being mentioned in his narration of this, obscured in time and all this. He's only recounting the events of that night in particular. As he shows up, and he shows up with his top hat, and he's hunched over, and he looks very, tattered. He has a big book strapped onto his back. That is the Book of Boons that he is hold. It's almost almost looks like a Bible, as he is like, "Hello, everyone. Line up if you got anything to decree down. Don't have all night. Any boons that need to be recorded, do now. Have business to attend to. No one? Huh. Makes my job easy tonight." Ugh. Sets the book down. It's wrapped up in some sort of chain. Puts it down. Walks over to Wyatt and Deck, and he's like, "Ah, Sheriff, Deputy. Good to you coming out. Figure you two would be on the hunt.
We will.
Later. Ooh, are you going to rouse the court into joining into your hunt?
If it comes to that.
Ah. So you're the new blood. The gangrel with the attitude. Or is it that one? Points at Buck. Ah. Alright. So he's just like, "You two then, have yourselves a good one. You know where to find me, Wyatt." And Wyatt's like, "Yep." He's like, "I do not like that guy.
He smells weird.
I've been a kindred for 5 years. He comes off as stink on shit that you can't get rid of."
Fucking Nosferatu.
Hey, is it me or that report that you sent out last week? You swear that you saw 2 Archibalds?
Yeah. I thought it was deja vu.
I'm gonna have to look into that. I mean, the tunnels are built, but Locke says I can't go down there yet. But something's not right. Thomas is hiding something from me, and I hate it when he hides shit from me.
I say don't tell him, but that's just me.
Look, I'm just trying to keep this all from falling apart, man. This.
You need me to go down there?
If you want, can you?
I'm the new blood.
Can you stay quiet?
No.
Well, we need to do quiet. We don't know how many Nosferatu are migrating.
Yeah, I don't know anybody here that can be. It sure as hell won't be Buck.
How about Freud over there?
The jittery?
No, not the Kraut. Talking about tall, dark, and can't keep his own opinions to himself.
Oh, the psychoanalyst.
Yeah.
I raise my hand at that and go, I very much can keep my opinions to myself. There's just no reason to.
Case in point.
Case in point. He's like, using supernatural hearing is frowned upon.
It's not
Court
supernatural, you're just very loud.
Right.
Anyway.
Go speak to him.
Yeah, all right. What do you want me to offer these guys if they agree to?
I don't know. I'm not good at the politics. Say it's
Well, it's not like I can offer. It's not like I can offer them boons.
Say you're doing a favor for the court of Kern. Minor boon.
All right. Sure. Yeah, I'll be back. I go over to Dan's character.
Yeah.
Hey, loudmouth.
Hey, monster.
Thank you. So, I got a job that needs to be done in the sewers, and I'm looking for sneaky people.
So you open up with an insult, and then you ask a favor. Are you negging me?
Actually, you get a minor boon out of it.
Now you're bribing me that the neg has failed.
No, that's just the reward of the job.
A minor boon to who? From who? No offense, but you're a relative unknown.
I'm the deputy.
Still a relative unknown. You're
Deck.
new. You're mobile. You're gangrel, which means that you could leave the city at any time, making your minor boon to you almost impossible to recuperate.
It wouldn't be to me. It would just be for the good of the court.
No, but the minor boon from you. Or is it from the court?
The court.
Very well. What do you need?
We need to investigate the sewers. Apparently there's been some skittering going on, and we kind of need to be sneaky about what we find out.
You know, I've treated some of the people who helped build the sewers.
That could come in useful.
No. No, it won't.
Why wouldn't it be?
Because they're not altogether sane.
Oh. Great. Well, apparently, from what we know, a couple Nosferatu may have gone in there, so we kind of need to see what's going on.
Well, they are sewers.
Yeah.
That is where the Nosferatu tend to hang out.
Yeah. Sure is.
Funny, isn't it?
Go ahead.
They have a power to disguise their deformity, but then use that as an excuse to socially isolate themselves from everyone else. As if they accept non-acceptance.
Maybe they don't like looking like somebody else.
They look like no one in particular. That is the beauty of their power.
So, you know anybody who could hide?
Well, other Malkavians may have that power, although many, I'm afraid, never bother to learn it. Nosferatu, who I'm guessing we won't be asking directly since you plan on investigating the Nosferatu. That would be the majority of people with... I mean, rumored that the Assamites have it. And then I'm assuming as a...
We have any here. Now that I think about it.
At this time, they're all enemies.
Yeah,
every last one of them.
Yeah, they're all enemies of the sect.
Yep.
I've heard tell of a gangrel offshoot, but I'm guessing that's not you if you're looking for other people to be stealthy. So
Yeah, there's not very many gangrel here.
that would likely leave us then.
Great.
Oh, there is a new guy I don't know what he can do. He's calling himself Zero because he wishes to be looked over. That sounds like someone who knows at least a little something of stealth.
Where is he?
Are you still in the room?
Yeah, I'm still in the room, just trying to be like.
I'll point at him.
Oh, the crowd. Okay. Yeah, sure.
What was that?
I'll be right back. I go to 0.
At this time, Evan, you show up. You're dropped off by the senior. He's like, "You sure this is the right play?"
You're muted.
We need to figure out what the court is doing.
But by yourself?
They'll never figure anything out. And if they do, it's not like it'll be hard to get away.
I mean, Master,
Consider the difference between our ages. Which one of us is more likely to know what they're doing?
He bows and then, he gets out, opens up the car for you. It's like a pickup truck.
Thank you. Be here at the regular time, or if something goes wrong, I'll see if I can call you from their phone.
Do you want the dog watching?
Keep it nearby, but not near enough to draw suspicion.
Okay. He bows, kisses your foot, and is like, "Be well, Master."
See you later tonight. Okay, so where's Locke from? Do I know that?
Locke is a pillar of the Camarilla. All you know, he's from back east.
Okay. So at this point, I walk in. She looks like, if you were to just kind of imagine what your average man probably thought the ideal, like, 1950s woman looked like, she kind of looks like that. She's like 5'2", so she's short and like very does not look threatening in any way. She's wearing like a nice dress, but not like a super like luxury dress, kind of like a middle class woman's dress, although there are like roses stitched into it. And her hair's done, so it looks like she put like effort into her appearance, but not like she has access to like a ton of money to go all out.
And then you hear Alvin's like, "Donna!"
Have I met Alvin?
Yeah, you met Alvin. You've been to one of his private parties up in Rio Bravo. It's a country club.
Ah, Alvin, how lovely to see you again. I go over and
he does like the kiss on each cheek, and he's just like, "You made it! Oh, come! The roses are gathering."
Ah, thank you. I must admit, I'm somewhat nervous to be here tonight.
Well, it's not like a big fancy L.A. court, that's for sure. Although, I heard Abrams is siding with the anarchs. He's claiming Hollywood.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, Baron Abrams of Hollywood. And then some other Camarilla or some other anarch flunky decided to claim Pasadena. Ugh, it's just terrible news. Why would any dignified Rose leave for the anarch movement? It's just, there's all this rambling about freedom and expressionism and the anarchs, and it's like, ugh, who cares? It's about our legacy. We have grace.
They don't understand how good they have it here. I'm sure in a few years they'll regret their decision.
I hope so. Oh, let me just take you over, and you see, takes you over to, this is my childer, Betty. She is a very humble servant to the clan of Rose. Donna's from down south, Betty. Say hello. And Donna's like, hello. How are you doing?
Good. I've heard so much about you, Betty. You look beautiful this evening.
Thank you. She's wearing a stewardess outfit. She looks like, and there's a it's not a bake sale, but she's handing out pamphlets for the Kern River, like it's like a Kern River guide, like hiking and Rio Bravo Country Club memberships. Like she's forced to stand in attendance there, handing out pamphlets to any court members who decide to walk up. She's like, it doesn't really benefit us because the instructors, though, they don't go out at night, and they said that, water rafting at night is very dangerous. But maybe, and she hands you a pamphlet. Maybe you may have some retainers, or if you want to reward, human the kind for their servants. This would be a very nice getaway.
Oh, thank you. I agree. I'll have to keep it in mind.
And she's like, Alvin. Alvin's like, come. You have to meet the best people I've ever spoken to. She walks up. Alvin walks up to you, Mario. With this, this guy is a fireball. He is just he makes every party the best.
You're a perfectly average Toreador. Is that intentional? I was looking right at you.
Oh, at me?
Normally, Toreador try to stick out, be unique, have some kind of flair. You have no flair. You're a Toreador by the book.
I'm new in town. I didn't want to take up all the attention. I must admit, I'm rather nervous to be here around so many new people.
I'm gonna scry your soul.
Okay.
It's muted.
I'm muted?
The soul is muted.
Oh, does she have the fortitude? Because
Yeah.
I can beat that with enough successes, and I have a lot.
She has the fleshcraft one.
Oh. Oh. Interesting. You are an
Yikes.
interesting individual. We should have a private conversation later.
I look forward to it, Doctor.
She has to hide all the diablerie.
Your emotions look like mine. Completely dead. We're gonna be best friends.
How much do I actually know about all these people before I walk into the room?
So, he is Clan Malkavian. Has a really fucked up. Makes your Sundays look like a Tuesday, but
I once took a prominent Anarch gang leader and psychoanalyzed him until he killed himself rather than deal with me anymore.
Exactly. So he would be recruitable. He is recruitable to the Sabbat.
On the list of potential candidates.
He is recruitable. The only thing that holds him back is his devotion to his science. He's not faith oriented.
And to my sire. My sire's like the nicest guy on the planet who's trying to help me.
Yeah.
He's the king Go Cam, also an elder Malkavian.
Yeah.
So, but we live way the heck off in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah. So it's kind of like if you brought him down to your level, you could recruit him into Sabbat, but he's highfalutin. He's hard to reach.
And it'd be more than a one night kind of affair.
Exactly.
It's not like I'm gonna be like hint hint wink wink want to join the Sabbat. Alright. Do I know anything about like Deck or Zero?
So you don't know anything about Zero. You know Thomas is a Tremere. He is a keeper. He has a lot of basically little outposts. He uses the forest rangers' influence to basically set up these little outposts in the high mountain region. But he has a place in Kernville. He's kind of isolated. He'd be the one that you'd want to kill because he can't really rally anybody to save him. He's considered
Okay.
he's a outlier. He's not really well trusted with the local court, but he is a founding member, so that does give him some clout. But
And he's an elder Tremere.
and he's an elder Tremere.
So it'd be more hard than I'm just like, I'm going to pretend to be your table, and then I'm going to pop out and murder you when you're least suspecting it.
Exactly.
There's that whole I'm gonna pretend to be your table, and then you try to move his table, and it stakes you for him.
Yeah. The one thing that you do know that's weird is that he visits Tehachapi a hell of a lot. He visits the Buddhist monks that are up there.
Interesting.
His sire or his child, on the other hand, pain in your ass. Every shovelhead Sabbat uprising that you somehow get stomped out by this dude. Just completely ruthless, merciless, dressed up in a tarp and dragged out one of your like experiments one time, one of your like potential Sabbat like, inductees.
Employees.
Yeah. Killed him in broad daylight while he was in sunlight. He is ruthless. He is tenacious.
Do I know how he did that?
He wore
Yeah,
a
like
wrapped
how-
him-
he,
tarp
he
around.
rolled
Oh,
a
okay.
tarp and killed him. And
Okay.
He had some sort of mystical thaumaturgy protecting him too. But
Extra layer. It was sunscreen.
Warded
Blood
sunscreen.
sorcery sunscreen.
but what makes him easy is that he's stupid. He doesn't know anything. He doesn't know anything about cam culture. He doesn't know about anarch culture. He doesn't know about Sabbat culture. He is just a murderer.
And do I know about Deck?
Deck is an outside consultant to deal with the lupines.
Okay.
Apparently he has some sort of ties or relation to the lupines. Alvin is a Toreador. He's not a he doesn't consider himself a member of the court. He's just acknowledged here. He moves around a lot. He moves from LA to Orange County to here. He just goes wherever the party's at. Palmdale, Santa Barbara. He just goes where his herd goes, which they're basically just party goers. You know about Archibald. Archibald is the Nosferatu Harpy. Can't get a read on him. He's hard. He's hard to nail down. Amelia is an academic. She pours herself in the books. She potentially might be recruitable because she studies heretical crap. Like, she tries to find things that the Cam would frown upon. Like text about Cain and shit. She's fascinated by the legacy of Cainite culture. There's Buck. Buck is an idiot, but half of his brood are pretty much almost in your pocket by now.
Was he in my pocket or no?
No.
Okay.
But he's pretty much almost borderline gonna go Sabbat.
Okay.
There is one asshole that you hope doesn't show up tonight, and that's Halakala Ken.
The La Sombra?
Yeah, but he's Gangrel, or everybody thinks he's Gangrel.
But I know he's a La Sombra,
Yeah, you
right?
know he's a La Sombra.
Okay. Is it the dad or the son?
It's the son.
Okay. Oh, this is the one we murdered in the
Yeah.
first session. Okay.
Yeah. So that's pretty much all you know.
All right.
And if I forget somebody,
Okay.
just let me know, and I'll fill you in.
All right. Well, Alvin, is there anyone else you'd like to introduce me to?
Oh, well, I mean, there's that stoic man in the corner speaking to the deputy.
Who's he pointing at?
He's pointing at Zero, the crowd.
Okay. Oh, are they? I don't recall you mentioning him. Is he new in court?
He must be new. Thomas brought him.
Oh, well, I'm gonna go introduce myself. If you'll excuse me, Alvin.
And he looks at you and he's just like, just keep it up, sport. Just keep it up. As he's like goes into the side area where he speaks to Betty.
I am also gonna scry the soul on Vic's character.
Okay.
Damn it! Stop looking at my uncomfortableness.
This is why I stay away from everybody.
How do I? Okay, so what's the role for that?
I want to be left alone.
So
Get
scry the
plugged by
soul is
everybody.
intelligence aspects versus composure subterfuge.
Intelligence aspects.
So,
Okay.
Vic, you roll your composure subterfuge.
Yeah, I don't know. I was just brain farting. I'm like, I wish I could roll intelligence, and I just went to intelligence, and I'm like, oh, I can't. That's not allowed.
Did I? That was a hunger die.
No,
But I got a success. Probably needed a rouse for that anyway.
probably.
Yes. I'm trying to figure out how to do this roll. Sorry. Oh, discipline.
Yeah.
Okay. Modifier 0.
Holy moly, you got a critical.
I didn't get 2 10s,
No,
Oh.
I didn't get it. It's
but
still
I just got
very-
5 successes.
Yeah. So basically, you get 2 more questions to ask than Mario could.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. What are the questions I can? Oh, okay. So here they are.
So you basically
what-
emotional state, resonance of the blood, whether a subject is a vampire, werewolf, or ghoul, whether the subject is under the influence of blood sorcery, whether the subject is committed diablerie, and if you got a critical, you could find something else.
Okay. Let's go start with emotional state.
Uncomfortable, nervous, doesn't want to be here.
Resonance of the blood, the phlegmatic one, right?
Yeah, phlegmatic.
Hmm
Okay. Which does not line up with being nervous.
Well, he'll be a distemper because he'll be phlegmatic with an undercurrent of whatever the water one is. Yeah.
Has he committed diablerie in the last year?
No.
No.
Okay. I think I'm just gonna assume that he's a vampire. Is he under the influence of blood sorcery or other magic?
Yes.
Okay. Interesting.
And there's some sort of presence around him that you can't really identify.
Interesting. So I'll walk over to you two, Zero and Deck.
More people.
Hello. My name is Donna Lockhart. I'm new in town, and Alvin is introducing me to the court. I thought I'd come introduce myself.
I'm Deck. I'm the deputy.
Ah, Deck. Well, you look strong. I feel safe with someone like you around.
And I feel uncomfortable.
And I look to you, and you are.
Oh, me. I'm Zero. It's nice to meet you.
It's a pleasure to meet you. You look nervous. Is something wrong?
How long does these things take?
Well,
Court?
I've never been to one in Kern County before, but a few hours usually, from my experience.
Oh my goodness. Huh.
Well, you look
Is
like
there
you
any-
want to get out of here.
I kind of nod like, yeah. I this isn't my environment. I'm a little agoraphobic. You know.
What's that mean?
Agoraphobic is fear of outside places.
I know that, but my character doesn't.
No. Mario
you
comes
actually
up
said
and
that out
says
loud.
it.
Yeah, Mario.
yeah.
Oh, the man who was giving psychiatric evaluations.
Oh yes, the good
Oh,
doctor.
So you want to be like away from here, right? So hey, I'm looking for some people, and I have a job we can all do, and you can get away from here.
Oh, really? Less
Yeah.
people, right?
Yeah.
During the
hopefully.
court?
Pardon?
During the court?
Yeah.
It must be a pressing mission.
It's a minor boon. We're investigating the sewers.
Sewers.
You want in? Wait a minute, are you sneaky?
Tragically, no.
God, nobody fucking sneaks. What about you, Zero? You sneaky?
My retainer is usually the one who's doing the sneaking.
Oh God, we're going loud on this one, aren't we? All right.
I'm just like.
So it's a minor boon for the court. You guys want in? Hmm?
What's the job?
By the way, Mario is also eating cheese nips.
Cheese nips are all right. Cheese snaps. Fucking cheese snaps.
Is he blushing of life? Did he blush of life or?
No, he has to eat food, Merritt.
Ah.
Oh.
Oh, because he's coincidentally eating cheese nips.
I'd most likely know what that is. Like, oh, okay.
It's
Actually-
it's a rare mutation.
It happens. I would know.
So, you
He's
guys want in?
specifically doing it. He's standing next to Amelia. You get the impression he's doing it to either annoy her or see if it annoys her.
And I see Amelia, and I'm just like, oh, excuse me. And I'll take another little fucking, yeah. So,
What's if you don't mind me asking, before I commit to anything, what is the mission?
We're investigating the Nosferatu down there.
Well, it does sound like a good way to prove myself to the court of Kern.
Yeah. You in, Zero? Come on. Get away from everybody.
Okay.
All right.
You hear like a hi everybody. Sorry, a little bit late. You see Howard Locke kind of step out from the back room with Archibald. Normally I'd have my seneschal be addressing me, but Arthur's disposed this evening. I know I'm supposed to be giving you the grandiose. There's a lot of new faces, so I'm not actually going to be tied up a little bit of business myself. I promise next month the party will be a little bit more extravagant. I do apologize. My name is Howard Locke. This is the Court of Kern. I call court. Anybody have any grievances or anything to report? No? Show of hands? Nope, everything's still peachy. Great. Now then, one thing I do want to kind of address here is that my founding coterie, the Court of Kern, have made their way and turned this tragedy of 5 years ago into a blessing for our society. I want to give a round of applause to Archibald and his Nosferatu, who have maintained their exterior curse by dwelling in the sewers, keeping it safe from kind and kindred alike. Though the earthquake did rumble a lot of the old tunnels, we were able to renovate and have established funding for generations to come. So that Nosferatu can pride themselves here in the city of Kern. That They are respected and not just treated as second citizens. The Nosferatu are very important to our ecosystem here. I'd also like to congratulate Amelia on establishing her foundations and remembering her place and her culture. Though I'm not one for, celebrating anything outside of the United States of America. I do, yes, sort of respect other outside cultures and their hedonistic ways. But this is a land of sharing and opportunity. And that's what really being American is all about. Thank you to your diligent service, Sheriff Black. Although the nights are terrible and long, we do honor your service in dealing with all the things that bump in the night with us. So thank you. And I also give acknowledgement to his deputy, someone that I haven't formally really step up, would you?
Go right up.
What's your name, kid?
I go by Deck. Clan Gangrel.
All right, Clan Gangrel. Thank you for your continued support and service to the Camarilla, as those who try to use their savagery and their unrefined ways to destroy us. We have an outlet, a token of the mindset of these heathens, these lupine. To know our enemy is to defeat our enemy. So thank you, Deck, for understanding the lupine threat. You can step down now.
Right. Walk back.
Yeah.
Peace.
Find your chest.
I am acknowledging tonight someone who has been a constant in our court. Those of you who show up to a non-Elysium court, you may see Alvin bring his retinue, but Betty has now joined the fold. So congratulations. I acknowledge you in my domain. And I hope that these past years have been kinder as we give a moment of silence to those who tragically fail during that horrible, horrible accident. The Truxton Tower. Moment of silence. I said a moment of silence! Doctor!
I jump at that, like,
Actually, when you said moment of silence, I would have activated silence of death.
Okay.
So that I could live in perfect silence.
I thought you were.
Quick question.
I thought you were purposely chewing to break the silence.
No, I would, except I was told not to antagonize
Yeah.
the prince.
Okay.
Quick question. Is there a way to notice aspects?
No.
But I am.
It is almost impossible to notice suspects.
So you can notice aspects if you have aspects.
I have
Since
aspects
the
on-
unseen can detect the use of other forms of aspects.
Okay. Never mind.
And scrying the soul requires them to stare at you in a really uncomfortable fashion.
Yes.
But my character does that to everybody anyway, so...
Okay, so you silence the death. Okay, just want to make sure.
And I would have hidden it behind like an inquisitive, like, huh, I don't know who you are kind of look. So that's how she would have gotten away with the like staring at you for a while.
Okay. No, well, I was just curious. Look at me. I have nothing to hide. My palms are open.
And then I believe he calls over Thomas and they whisper something back and forth. Zero All right. Come on up, Zero.
Oh no. Okay. I'll make my way slowly, just like nodding along the way, like.
As you walk past, I say, "Congratulations."
I'm like, oh God. Okay. Thank you.
So,
I'll walk up on stage and be like, hello.
you're some sort of Nazi German scientist.
No. Former.
You see Amelia just like.
Uh-oh. Like,
And then you see Thomas. Thomas is like, fuck.
And I'm just like, it was former.
I'll go over to Amelia and be like, was he a Nazi scientist?
I do not know. He's a Nazi?
I'm not a Nazi. It was against my will. You see, yes, it was against my will.
I'm gonna scry the soul.
Oh, because you can see if he's telling the truth, right?
Yep. I can tell if he's lying.
I'm also going to scry the soul.
What the fuck is this?
God damn it. That's what happens when you have, like, psychoanalytic characters who are just constantly poking and prodding.
By the way, Par, do I come in with Hunger 1 or Hunger 0?
Hunger 1.
Okay.
Should I even bother at this point rolling?
Probably
just
not.
Fucking,
just
read me, guys.
I
mean, I'll be honest. I was gonna say I was gonna say it's almost obvious, I guess, that I'm not lying. Holy shit!
That's a critical success.
That's three tens.
That is a messy, critical.
Yeah, it's probably messy.
You got a 10 on a hunger die. That's all it takes.
No, yeah, it does. But no,
you can try to. He can spend willpower to re-roll the not hunger die 10s and hope to not get a 10 to make it not a messy.
Is that?
But otherwise, it's a messy.
So the thing is that she got a critical and a messy because she has two.
So okay. So once you have 2 10s, all of your 10s double. If you have 1 10, if you have a critical and one of those is a hunger die, it's a messy critical.
Okay, yeah, you're right. Because
I have no idea how a messy critical could negatively impact this, other than him finding out something that Evan really doesn't want to know.
Yes.
Because it's a purely... Although it might actually, with power, sometimes it makes them more obvious. But...
So obviously, Dan, you got 5 successes.
Are you lying? Were you forced to be a Nazi scientist? Or no?
Well, I worked for the Nazis. I wasn't a Nazi.
Okay, but you said you were forced to do it. So is that true or no?
Yes, I was forced to do very horrific shit to people.
Okay, and how is this being revealed affected your emotional state?
Sorrow. Very sad.
So you're overwhelmed with regret more so than like fear it being discovered or anything like that at betrayal? Okay.
Yeah.
I'll take that. So I look at him and be like, he was forced to do it. He's being overwhelmed with regret. Or what happened.
Thank you, Doctor. Okay.
You're welcome, Amelia.
So you...
And I'm just like, yes,
Donna, you see this... You see this person right next to him who is yelling at him. Who is just like...
Oh.
How, like, you speaking in German.
Do I speak German?
No, you do not speak German.
Oh, damn it. Why couldn't they speak Romanian?
Yeah. Just yelling at him at this whole time. Just somebody just yelling at him. It's not a ghost. It's almost like he has developed some sort of supernatural psychosis that the beast has afflicted upon him. The beast is almost projecting onto him this regret. It's very fascinating. It is very unique for the beast to manifest this way. And as you're like there on the stage,
by the way, what does the guy look like?
Almost exactly like him.
Okay, so it looks like a copy of him.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then while on stage, Zero, Zed, you hear him. He's like, are we safe? We are safe, right? Yeah?
And I'm just shaking my hands like,
We are safe now, right?
Thomas, can I leave?
He's like,
I'm just trying to like,
And-
I don't feel safe right now. My hands are shaking like, okay.
like, what's wrong with you? We saved your sorry ass, did we?
Yes, you did. You did.
And you want to be... Who thinks this Nazi kraut deserves to be in my court?
And I'm like starting to get tunnel vision, like, oh god.
Actually, if I may, I was gonna recruit him for a little reconnaissance,
Oh,
so he can possibly prove himself to the court.
I like that. We'll see how if you bleed red, white, and blue by the evening. Because trust me, I hate a Nazi.
Me too. Yes.
Also, for what it's worth, his overwhelming mental state, while he shows a certain fear for his self-preservation, he's overwhelmed by regret. You can see it around his eyes and down inside his lower jowls. I do believe he means it when he says he was forced to work for the Nazis, and thoroughly regrets what he's done up to this point.
Okay. I just kind of grin like.
Now, I will speak on this since it's still kind of fresh in all our minds. The Camarilla went through a dark phase. My clan included, Clan Ventru, appointed themselves and joined the Third Reich. There are many dubious actions that this world war that has happened has changed our landscape, changed our perception. So, Zed, Zero, prove to me tonight that you bleed true for these United States and for the Camarilla that's not controlled by dark, malicious outside forces of heresy and ritual. Got it?
Nod like. Yes.
Thank you. You can step off my stage.
And I just immediately like kind of lightly like, oh god. Okay, that didn't just happen. And I'm just gonna sit down in my corner and be like.
Thomas is like, fuck, I should have never told Locke that he was a Nazi.
Former. I wasn't a Nazi. I worked for them. Not a Nazi.
And then Betty, I've already acknowledged, but there's another Rose here.
Oh, kind of straighten the dress a little bit. I kind of do the awkward like me. I kind of look at Alvin.
Yep.
See if he's like. All right, I walk up.
Well, Alvin is definitely a playboy type. You're just as bad as the gangrel. Moving. Gallivanting. You planning to stay here long? Miss...
Lockhart. Donna Lockhart.
Alright, is this like your domain? Or are you just like a visitor?
I'm new in town. I certainly hope to make it my domain, assuming everything works out all right.
Okay, well...
I've heard lovely things about the Court of Kern.
Well, thank you. I try to do my best. I try to... You know, many of the other courts, like San Francisco and Los Angeles, they look down upon us. Simple folk, simple town. But you gotta understand, we're building great things here. I say by the year 2020. Something amazing is gonna happen. It's gonna...
A veritable demon will rise from the ground.
You could call it a demon of success. Well, I certainly...
The cam is going to be looking to us for guidance. With all the rabble-rousing of the Anarchs and the Sabbat creeping in from Mexico, this is going to be the safe haven. This is going to be the eye of the storm.
Well,
I see these things.
When I look at everything you've built so far, I just can't help but be excited about what more you have to build and hope that I can be a part of it.
Well, thank you. You are very flattering. Go speak to the deputy. Maybe he can get you well situated. You know, roamer to roamer types. And of course, thank you, Dr. Cavino. Is that how you pronounce it, Dan? Cavino, by dealing with an Anarch menace.
Cativo.
Cativo. Dealing with an Anarch menace. The Anarchs, the Camarilla, only acknowledge, but they are all Camarilla. They're allowed their barony. They're allowed their constable. Only if their territory is respected. Doctor, was that brute? Was his territory respected?
No, sir. Seeing as how he was on recognized Malkavian territory.
And how did he threaten the territory that I have given your clan?
By peddling his drugs and openly acknowledging himself amongst mortals. Also agitating against psychologists. Basically violating the Masquerade.
Thank you. I've given you a great... You've lifted a great burden off my chest, knowing that they're outstanding kindred upholding the Camarilla value.
Of course, we live and breathe by the traditions. Or, well, don't breathe. Don't live by... You know what I mean.
I may ask you to help me on a little project that I'm working with. Arthur will fill you on the details later. But somebody of your loyalty to the Ivory Tower, your input is very valued.
It would be my honor to assist this prince in any way necessary.
Thank
you. You have made this place such a wonderful place for us all to live.
I appreciate it. Well, Archibald, get your sorry ass up here. And you see Archibald say, you know, you claim that we're the next best thing, Your Excellence, but I have teeth, and I bear fang, and I do have respected title in your court as Harpy. That's why I'm bringing you up here. I owe a major boon to the doctor for dealing with the Anarch menace. All right. Thank you. You may sit. Your Harpy. All right. Court over. You want to speak to me? Speak to Archie. I gotta.
That's all out of character.
I got a hot date. Take care, y'all. And he just like steps off, takes the chair with him, goes into the back, puts it into a legal closet, closes the closet, makes his way outside.
I go stand back over in your deck. So was he joking, or is he actually going on a date?
I don't know with that guy.
destiny.
But Zero was almost beheaded in front of all of us.
Well, it looked like he was gonna break down into a panic attack.
Amelia's like, oh, I have, you'll be alright for the rest of the evening, right, Mario?
Of course.
Alright.
I'm just whispering, I must atone. I must atone.
I have to speak with Thomas, about the Zed. I trust your inspection of him. He has no ill will. He does not harbor any of those Nazi tendencies.
No, part of his aura was full of malice, anger, hate. And his resonance is phlegmatic, so unlikely to have any kind of outburst.
Why'd you have to be so harsh on the Anarch?
He was in my territory. And I learned so much from him. It's a shame, really.
One day, you're going to inflict that same sort of a damage on someone, and it's going to bite you in the rear. Sometimes...
Or one day I'll understand.
I have taught you to understand is to feel. You have to feel something. You have to let it happen. You can't just analyze it. The knowledge you are collecting, you will feel something, I promise. But
It's not about feeling myself, it's about understanding why. To what purpose? Evolution doesn't run down blind alleys. There must be a reason.
well, the beast has warped and shaped you into something that is unique. The beast cannot be codified, cannot be microscopically broken down. The beast is the unknown to us all. Something that we've always carried with us since the beginning, if you believe in such things. But you know my opinions are not warranted here in these halls, so I bid you adieu.
Adieu, Amelia.
She seems very giddy to run up to Thomas, and like Thomas is like, he's like, he's like, hey, he walks up to you real quick. Hey Zed,
To who, me?
yeah,
Wait, who's walking up to you?
Thomas.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got some real important business to take care of. You'll be all right, right? Yeah, you'll be a good sport. Slapped you on the back.
That they wouldn't know. You said. You lied to me.
No. I did not lie. I didn't lie. I had to tell Locke. Locke is my boss. I have to tell him. This is part of his domain. If I had hid that from him, now everybody knows. And you'll prove yourself tonight. Don't worry. Everything's gonna be fine.
I will atone. Yes, you are correct.
I thought I told you eat the tongue.
Is there any point?
I guess not.
This is not going how I planned. Oh no.
Does anything really go as planned?
Okay.
Just do this little thing, and I'm sure you'll be in the good graces, and you'll be having a late tea with the rest of my cabal. All right?
I'm guessing I cannot bring Yvette still.
No, Yvette's coming. She's outside already.
Okay.
But she'll be with you for the rest of the evening.
I'm hiding her identity, by the way.
Yeah.
Like she'll be wearing like a fucking like a cloak over her fucking face, I guess, because I don't want to. It's identity protection. See, I don't want them to know her.
All right. Well, good luck, and I gotta deal with this thing. All right.
Yes.
And then
Yvette will bring me my supplies.
And then he kind of walks
I gulp
along.
my saliva, even though I don't have any.
He walks hand in hand next to Amelia as they go into the back room. You see Archibald just there writing in the book. He walks over to you, Mario, and he's like,
Archibald,
Doctor.
how are you this evening?
Oh, doing fine. You know, just keeping tabs, writing in the good old book.
That's good.
So,
Anything exciting?
I'm doing a bit of an experiment. A social experiment.
Oh, he'll love that.
Interesting.
You know, I used to dance in the streets for a loaf of bread. Right? We couldn't afford a monkey. So they had me dress up as a monkey.
That sounds rather...
Cruel and unusual? Ah.
I was going to say egotistically debilitating.
I just had a question. Since your field is in the psychosemantic rehabilitation of people, could you rehabilitate a kindred? Or does the beast make everything kind of mucky and messy?
I do believe kindred can be rehabilitated. However, with a caveat that those of my clan seem particularly inclined to madness, and even if I should fix one of their problems, another would likely take its place.
I'm more talking about reconditioning.
With psychologically or with dominate?
Psychologically.
Either could be function. It could be done.
What is the long-term effects of reconditioning to, let's say, physical apparatuses? Let's just say forceful persuasion.
Gaslighting. Physical, you're likely to see atrophy and a lack of personal will or desire to do anything themselves they're not specifically told to do, which may or may not be beneficial. There, people who have been intentionally reconditioned to behave certain ways are extremely obvious when forced to behave in other fashions and tend to stick out in social situations, even those they've been conditioned to take part in. They'll always come off as a bit odd.
Odd.
Yes, because their behavior is conditioned rather than reactive or instinctual.
He starts to, like, twitch. What do you mean, reactive?
Normal people react to situations. Their brains process the information stimulus using whatever criteria they've developed for themselves. A person who's been conditioned to behave in certain ways doesn't. They simply respond immediately, like they've been conditioned to do. It seems robotic. You can also have nervous tics develop, such as, say, a twitch of the eye or facial movements. Especially when confronted with things that make them uncomfortable. Of course, that's if you're gaslighting. There are other ways to recondition people as well.
Such as?
Let me see if Stockholm Syndrome has a name yet.
I don't think it does.
Because I think that's later too.
Yeah, that's like...
I think that's in the 60s.
Yeah. There's theories on it. Pretty sure there's theories on it.
Yeah. Well, that's specifically the
1973.
psychological. Yeah. Okay. Darn. So conditioning is usually a form of gaslighting that involves physical torture or mental torture to cause certain behaviors to be conditioned and stop the standard weighing of various beliefs or.
This guy is is like coming apart while he's talking to you.
I know. There are other forms of mental conditioning. Those that involve developing trust in the speaker make people subservient, but they're less likely to seem robotic in their behaviors or to develop mental tics. But that usually requires starting at a younger age and making their lives depend on you. Not entirely. You can develop the same kind of thing with people who are, for one reason or another, entirely dependent upon you for their existence.
So he starts speaking to you in a British Chinese accent.
Can I sense the unseen and see if he's using... Actually, I'll scry the soul. And see what the heck's up with Archibald.
Okay.
Because it's not... I'm beginning to think this isn't really Archibald. And by beginning, I mean I'm pretty damn sure it's not really Archibald.
Alright, so I gotta roll the composure and subterfuge of Archibald. It's totally Archibald.
Crappy.
It's totally Archibald. I don't know what you're talking about, Dan. This is this is like
It's totally Archibald.
Hold on. That doesn't
None.
count. That doesn't count.
Or scry the
You gotta-
souls.
You got a 3. Oof.
So you got 1, 2,
Yeah, he beat
3.
me. That only
So-
got 2. I poorly.
So you're like, man.
But now that Auspex is up, I will sense the unseen.
Okay. There's no. Okay, there is something.
It lets you pierce obfuscate.
Yeah, there's nobody. Oh, yes, he would. Okay, so is it
That's
contested?
Versus his dexterity obfuscate.
Is it Dex for?
Yep.
Imposter's Geist.
Oh, it might actually be specific for obfuscate too.
Yeah.
Because I think there's Auspex. It's Dex versus whatever power they have.
Yeah.
For
so
things,
it says,
but
since
it's
the
probably
unseen Auspex
separate.
ones can pierce the mask as per general rules. So what is the general rule? So let's see. Let's go look at Auspex first. Sense the unseen. Oh, I'm looking. Okay, sense the unseen. Wits plus Auspex versus against they choose. A detective vampire obfuscate would be a roll of wits versus wits. So it's basically it's your wits Auspex versus my wits obfuscate.
Obfuscate. I'm just rolling like garbage.
Garbaggio
Beans. Yeah.
Garbaggio. So these guys' wits are that, and then their Auspex or their obfuscate is that. So they got 1, 2, 3, 4.
No, 3.
No, 9, 9,
Oh, no.
9, 8.
Oh yeah. Why does it say 3 instead of?
Wow. Oh, because
Because you're doing less than 6 instead of
Yeah.
greater than 5.
yeah,
Still,
great. Yeah.
I'll throw in a willpower reroll on my 3 failures. There. How awful am I rolling today?
So you did
But
it.
there,
Reggie would have
How'd
rolled
I do
better.
it? he would have.
Reggie would have rolled better.
He would have.
So you see a tail. So because you got 4, he got 4. His imposter geist is still up, but you see that it is Archibald, but the lower half is not Archibald.
Yeah, it's definitely not Archibald.
Yes.
I already knew it wasn't Archibald. I'm just trying to figure out how.
Yeah. And then
Interesting.
and then he's just like,
Of course, if you're trying to condition them to behave as another person, then a full psychological break is likely. including disassociation of their identity that will probably lead to something overly
It
destructive.
just runs out.
Probably a frenzy if it's a vampire.
So all you just see Archibald running out after he's talking to the doctor.
Interesting. Hey,
Oh,
I don't think
Okay.
we need to go into the sewers.
is that not him?
Nope.
Do you know who he is?
Some Nosferatu with a tail.
Not
Hmm.
the tail.
I'll be right back. I'm gonna go to Wyatt.
Okay.
Oh, that has been psychologically conditioned to act like Archibald.
I guess this is Will, I assume.
That I don't know, but likely.
I'll be right back. I'm gonna go to Wyatt.
That's a nasty rumor.
This is the real Archibald here now.
Yeah, he's like, that's a nasty rumor.
Oh, it's not a rumor. I mean, I don't know if it was against their will or not, but
What do you mean? I just had to step out.
screaming with a tail.
What tail?
Exactly.
Right. Don't you have a sewer to be investigating, deputy?
Hey, I already said I was going to Wyatt.
Alright. He's just looking at you, just kind of like. Okay. Alright.
Right now, Donna is mentally doing the thing that Cooper always does literally all the time, where she's like, oh, that's important. It's like filing away information. It's like, that's interesting.
So you go up to Wyatt. Wyatt's just kind of leaning back, just looking at like some paperwork that was given to him.
So, how's the, whatever the hell you're doing?
Oh, I'm getting ready to I got the green light.
For what?
You know, the women's facility, the correctional facility up in Tehachapi?
No.
Yeah, it's going to be turned into a federal. It's not going to be a women's facility anymore. It's going to be a federal penitentiary controlled by the state.
So, I got some news.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently the Archibald that was here
Mhm.
was not Archibald.
What are you talking about? He's right over there.
Yeah, the one went screaming out of the room
That's what he always does. He's a fucking fruitcake.
and said there was a tail on him.
He's
Did
a
you-
dummy.
Did you
He
see a tail?
doesn't get it.
Do I see one? Is
No.
that what you're asking me?
Yeah. Look, just go into
No,
the sewers.
Mario apparently saw one.
Just go into the sewers. We just gotta make sure.
That's Dr. Mario to you.
Dr. Mario.
Just go.
Dr.
into the-
Mario said he saw a tail on him.
I don't care. I got bigger fish to fry right now. Just do what I ask. Go into the fucking. Just go into the goddamn sewers. Make sure everything is fucking not screwy down there. I don't want a fucking lupine infestation growing down there.
Yes, sir.
Jesus Christ. I asked you to do something, just do it.
I thought I would give you the latest.
Alright, well. Like, I got this I'm working on. This is important. This is gonna be my base of operation. Tremere putting a lot of stock into my experiments. Unlike Wyatt. Or unlike Thomas. who's shown
Right.
0 initiative to the threat that beholds the tower and beholds the pyramid. Oh no, this is gonna be great. The things
bet.
I'm going to do.
All right, I just go right back over to Dr. Mario and crew. I guess our job is still the sewers. So,
Well, shall we go?
yeah.
You see
Any
Alvin
objections?
taking off, and he's like, "Ciao."
Oh, Alvin. I don't think I'm quite dressed for this. I don't suppose maybe Betty has a spare change of clothes I could use or anything like that.
Oh, of course, of course. Where are you planning on going to?
I'm going to help the deputy in his little scouting mission.
Oh, where does he kind of walks over to you, plucks you on the nose. He's like, "You're the gang girl I've been hearing all about, haven't I?"
Apparently.
Oh. So, where do you plan on going this evening?
Under the city.
Under the city, to in the sewers then. Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, I have just the thing when we go hiking up near Breckenridge. Hold on. He leaves. About 5 minutes later, comes back with like a suitcase, and he's like, "Here you go."
Thank you. I promise I'll return it as soon as I can.
Oh, don't mention it, my dear.
Okay. Do like the kiss thing again, and it's like, I'll see you soon, Alvin.
See you soon. Gentlemen, adieu. As they say, if you're looking to relax, let me know. Always room, especially you, Doctor. Oh, you should come to one of my parties. You'd be a riot.
Parties are always entertaining.
Pure riot. Oh, the things he says. It's just like, oh, fantastic. Betty's like, it was nice meeting you all. I hope.
You as well, Betty. Congratulations on your acknowledgement.
Thank you. Thank you. It was nice meeting you all. I hope we work together in the glory of the Camarilla. And then she's like, "Come now," and he's like, "Yes," and she kind of huddles on over to Alvin, and they walk out. And then you guys are left standing in an empty legal room or legal atrium, as you're pretty much all the only people left here.
Deputy, do I have a moment to excuse myself to the ladies' room to change?
Yeah, take your time.
Okay, I'll be right back. I go into the bathroom and I change clothes.
Well, while she's gone, I'm going to turn to Deck and I'm going to say, this one's interesting.
Which one?
The rose in the bathroom.
Oh, what about her?
She has a muted aura. I'm not sure if she's faking her feelings or if she just doesn't, or if there's something affecting it.
That is interesting. Any way you can find out?
I
Or,
mean,
like-
torture, but that
yeah,
seems...
let's not do that. Not unless we have to, anyway.
I mean,
But-
we could ask, but I believe that's the kind of thing Amelia says is rude.
Yeah, asking lady questions, etc.
Buck walks up to you. And he's like, "So you free tonight? Go for a ride?"
Nope, got a job to do.
Ah. See, like I said, man, you get tied down to these camis, They'll run you ragged.
Well, I mean, we do have all the time in the world.
Shit. Right. He kind of looks at you, kind of spits in your direction, Mario, and he's like, I'll be seeing you later.
Oh, I certainly hope so. You'd make a wonderful test subject.
Eyes wide open.
I bite my thumb at thee, sir. Ah.
Mm.
And
All right,
then-
so like a minute or two later, I walk back out in
You're
like
like-
Betty's hiking clothes.
Yeah, you've been basically like, women's white hiking clothes.
All right, shall we go?
There's a girl
1950s.
that's like, who's dressed up like in a suit, which is very uncommon for a woman to dress up in a suit. And she has like a veil over her face.
Oh.
She like walk in.
No, she's waiting outside. And then she hands a suitcase over to Zed.
Is this
I
your?
just look over and
I'd
say,
have preferred a satchel. Do you have one?
Yeah,
Like
or
over the
she-
shoulder.
Yeah, she'd give
Yeah,
you.
I was gonna say.
Yeah, she'd give you your satchel.
Thank you.
Is this your retainer?
Sorry, you startled me.
The one you said you wished was here?
Well,
I might be able to help you with your anxiety.
I'm quite fine, Doctor.
"Oh, if he says it's fine."
I can only imagine Yvette's staring daggers at him. Like, it's fine. He's...
She walks and like slowly pats you on the head.
She pats him on the head?
Yeah, pats him on the head.
And I'll stop, not in front of people. Jesus.
Ah! It's a complete reversal of the standard dominant submission amongst vampires and their ghouls. How interesting.
Yes, that.
I didn't take you to be the bitch in that relationship.
Tell me, is it a sexual fetish? Or are you simply unused to making your own decisions?
Excuse me? I'd rather not have a psychiatric evaluation. This is very inappropriate, Doctor. I'm a little more confident now that Yvette's here.
Interesting. You'll notice his confidence level's gone up significantly.
Are you going to tell us how we can see it in his eyes and his jowls?
Oh no, that's just something that should be obvious to everyone. He's no longer rubbing his hands together and shaking, looking like he's going to die. I mean, I could read his aura and I'd be willing to bet the anxiety level would be way down. If I got close enough to sniff out his blood, we'd likely find that the distemperament in his resonance is gone.
I go, you just stay 5 feet away from me. Please. It's very uncomfortable having you around.
What's her resonance, Par? I'm going to go look up that roll really quick.
Okay.
Which is somewhere
Do-do-do-do-do-do.
in merits, which is hiding from me. Where are you, merits and flaws?
Wait, what are you looking for?
I already know what her
There's-
blood type is.
There's a merit that lets you sniff out resonance, and I'm trying to find the roll.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Let's see.
It was like being close enough.
Under feeding, bloodhound, resolve plus awareness at difficulty.
Give us 3 extra dice. Research team. Okay.
Resolve. Specs. Do. Why did you roll? Oh, there we go.
Damn.
Okay. I definitely know her resonance.
So
There's your luck.
her residence is Chlorotic?
Choleric.
Choleric.
Is it
ve-
strong enough to have a dyscrasia? Is it acute?
Yes. Very passionate. She's very. The thing is, there's
Ah.
something weird about when you smell her blood.
Mhm.
It's very thick.
Like blood potency thick?
So, it's not. So, ghoul's blood gives off this lingering residence of like servitude and love. This is like her whole being is passionate for him. Like her whole existence
I saved
is
her life.
is him.
Interesting. Wow, so that is a full-on like obsessive dyscrasia?
Yeah, obsessive dyscrasia, yes.
Wow, that's good to know. Huh. Interesting. You know, your retainer has a severe obsession. It's enough to have knotted in her blood.
She kind of
You're
tilts her
treading
head towards
and I'm
you.
like- and I kind of like straighten my tie, like, you're treading a thin line, Doctor. I'd appreciate it if you do not.
Have you never
Examine.
talked dyscrasia yet before? You know, there are vampires in our society, high up, who would give major boons to take merely a tiny bit of her blood.
I'll try to continue, like, all right, to the sewers.
Like she pulls out a gun in the holster, and you just hear like a click. And
No,
there's
I'm
a-
not one of them, dear. I'd never harm you. I'm a doctor.
and it has like a suppressor at the end of it.
And not one who worked for the Nazis.
Okay, let's just get to the sewers, huh? This is uncomfortable.
Deputy, I
Hmm.
took a cab here, so I was wondering if perhaps I could catch a ride with you to wherever we're going.
Oh, yeah. I'll be right back. Hey, Wyatt, I need your keys.
What?
I came here on my bike. How am I supposed to drive everybody?
My Studebaker's right around the corner.
Yeah, his Studebaker's around the corner.
You win this round.
My Chevelle is my ride. I love my Chevelle.
Haha.
I just got it detailed 2 days. You know how hard it is to get detailed at night? I had to dominate a whole crew.
Okay, I get it. Different car. Alright, Studebaker it is.
Came in
It's both
my own
nondescript and serviceable.
So you all pile into Mario's, the good doctor's Studebaker.
It is very much nondescript and serviceable.
Mhm. And you drive.
Almost, one would say, a completely average car, as if it was chosen to not stick out, as opposed to some people who are in the clan of sticking out and not sticking out.
Do you say that out loud as you're driving?
No, I already made those observations earlier.
Yeah. The retainer, she drives a motorcycle too. It's an Indian. It has a side cart.
Crap, it's the 50s. I will open the passenger door for Donna and his retainer if she's coming.
No, I think she brought her own
Yeah,
bike and sidecar.
Yeah, bike and sidecar. But obviously, she's, if you're going with them, she'll just follow along.
Okay.
Nice bike.
Yeah, it's a pretty nice bike. It's an Indian.
You don't see a lot of ladies riding motorcycles.
Is an Indian? Does it have the full shell?
Yeah, it's a full shell.
It's an excellent choice. Not likely to get road rash should she be in an accident.
Deck, give me a wits animal kin.
I don't have animal kin.
Okay, so just give me a wits.
Yeah, we kind of didn't do the whole, hey, what was Deck's stuff back then?
I know, but it's pretty much the same stats you would have now.
Well, I wouldn't have Potence. That's for sure. Potence ain't in clan.
Yeah, but you still have potence.
Fuck it.
Most
Yeah,
gangs will learn.
I still have Fortitude and Protean, but
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
Potence
Dick,
is
could
long
you
gone.
explain in detail how in the 1950s you got potence, please?
No.
I'm taking care of lore right now.
I ate a Bruja. There.
No, he just took. He took the
what am I
5
rolling? Just wits?
Yeah, just wits. He took the 5-point merit, additional in-clan discipline, potence.
God, I missed that merit.
Would survival be suffice?
Yeah, survival will suffice.
Okay. So I shall do survival and wits and hey, I got 2 out of it.
So a lot of this whole grounds area is really nice because the new clock tower has been rebuilt. So like the grounds, there's not much like upkeep to be like everything is brand new. You notice by the bell tower, the new constructed bell tower, that there's like a bunch of, you think maybe a coyote, or there's a lot of dead things on the corner.
Like dead animals?
Yeah.
Dr. Mario.
Yes.
God damn it.
You see anything out of the ordinary over there?
Over where?
Where all those dead animals are?
So are we still at the Elysium
Yes.
where all these dead animals are?
Yeah.
Huh. That is odd. Is there anything else over there?
Nope. They've been well, are you guys gonna get close
Yeah.
with them?
I'm gonna get out and examine them.
Yeah.
I am a doctor.
Oh, these things were mangled.
Bye.
Something
Animal
first
kin check?
it looks like a large beast of some sort.
Were they exsanguinated?
No, they were not exsanguinated.
Very large animal. Well, there aren't really wolves in this area, are there?
No.
Not those kind of wolves.
Coyotes would be kind of the biggest things.
Yeah.
Around, and it's too.
Oh yeah,
the
coyotes.
beast was too large. I mean, it could be somebody's dog because this is out. This is out in the 50s because this is like still the main. This is Chester, so it's the main drag, but there's like nothing west.
Yeah, there's nothing west. I mean, you're by the river still, so there could be some sort of maybe wildlife that could have encroached onto Chester to come here, but this is like. This looks like some like. Excuse me. This looks like
non-coyote territory.
it looks like some large animal was waiting
Coyotes
here.
are all over.
Yeah, coyotes are over. Some large animal basically dumped it off here.
But killed it somewhere else.
Yeah, but killed it somewhere else.
Are they partially eaten or are they just like slaughtered?
Partially eaten.
Having somewhat more experience in Kern County than everyone else, do I have any idea what this might be?
You know exactly what this is.
Is it a wolf? Like
No.
a werewolf?
No, it's Spot.
Oh. Okay. Yeah, okay. Whatever.
It's very much, but I mean,
Yeah, I'll be like, oh, whatever could have done this with more enthusiasm than, or like with more care than that.
You can look at your
I will actually take my role on that since my specialty is this kind of shit. FYI.
Yeah. Hey, Evan, look how many putting dots I put in subterfuge.
Yeah, I know.
Dang.
Exceptional success.
Well, now see Dan. Dan's.
Oh, damn.
Jesus.
Holy macaroni!
That's what Dan's really good at. Or
I
Mario.
am. Mario is a. I know what you're doing. I see it all too clear.
So
But I also know when to not say anything.
So the exceptional gives you 7, but you rolled a 7. So the condition is that you both. So
No, the exceptional only gives him 6.
Really? Oh
No.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
it's
10
4 plus
plus
2.
yeah, that's 2.
Yeah.
You're right. So, but with only 1 success over him, she knows. She doesn't know. She doesn't know. She's not lying, but she is lying. She's seen this before.
Interesting. Do you think it could be a werewolf deck?
Not big enough.
Too big for any local wildlife if we don't have regular wolves around here.
Yeah.
Doesn't even seem particularly.
Thought I saw a coyote somewhere though.
Well, there is a
But a
dead
coyote, but-
They're too small.
Yeah.
Mountain lions would be in the hills. They wouldn't come here.
Maybe someone using animalism?
I mean, they're not exsanguinated.
What kind of animals are they?
2 birds and a coyote.
One of them's a coyote?
Yep.
Huh. Well. So something bigger than a coyote.
Perhaps someone imported some sort of exotic animal and it got out.
Are there any
Right.
tracks?
None that you could see.
Can I
Is there,
examine the wounds
Can I
to
get a
see how-
survival check?
Yeah, go ahead.
Would it be wits?
Yeah, wit survival. You're very analytical, Dan, but you're not like you don't have. Do you have?
I'm not
investigation?
survival oriented.
Yeah, you're not survival oriented.
2!
I just figure we're on the riverbed, so there would be obvious tracks if somebody had like a tiger.
Yeah, exactly. So you
Who takes
see,
tigers? What the fuck?
so you do see that there is a.
The circus does come through town like 3 times a year in the 50s, so
Oh,
Yeah.
that's true.
This is before like PETA.
animal cruelty.
Yeah, PETA. Oh look at that elephant, mommy. Why is it not moving? Oh, it's just tired.
God, Jesus
Well,
Christ.
well, you see, those poles leaning up against it have huge hooks that have gone under the skin and hooked it to the ground, so it can't stampede us, Timmy. Oh, cool, mommy.
God bless the 1950s. So you do see a blood trail that kind of goes towards the street area and down Chester.
Oh God, that dumbass dog.
Does it look like it's leading to a manhole?
Yes.
Well, here's our new reason to go down into the sewers.
Can I medically
I will
examine
say-
it just to see what kind of animal it is? If it is an animal?
I mean, it has large canines, but it's bigger. The way the bite looks. Actually, yeah. Give me a medicine roll.
If I can do that too.
Is it medicine intelligence?
Mm-hmm.
Wits for noticing things.
Yeah, it's wits medicine. By the way, these characters might come back. I'm enjoying the Malkavian and the Doctor. I'm just
I only
saying.
got 1 on that. Yeah. Still rolling like shit.
Yep.
I mean, I love Reggie and Tony's dynamic, but I love these characters too.
Sorry, I'm fucking.
It is nice to just be overly antagonistic all the time for no reason.
No, so Mario, it's bigger than a dog, but it's
I already figured that.
bigger than the dog.
Par, can I use if I use Way of Wind, is it super obvious that I'm doing something?
Yes.
Okay.
It is. Yes, it is fucking.
Damn it. Okay.
All blood magic is obvious. Coltoon is doubly so.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because you literally have to call upon spirits.
Except Way of the Soul. Except Way of the Soul. Way of the Soul is not obvious, but that's just because it's what it is.
You mean Way of the Soul or Way of Spirit?
Way of Spirit, I mean.
Okay.
So,
am I able though to just? Do I also kind of notice what Deck noticed?
yes.
That there's like a kind of obvious blood trail. I'm like,
yeah. So Zed, it is. You guess that's about the size of a mountain lion. But the claw marks doesn't indicate a feline. It's more lupine, but it's not wolf. It's more
canine-like.
It's canine, but it's way too big. Way too big.
These teeth, I've never seen such incredibly large bite marks. I mean, you see this kind of thing with mountain lions, but even then, there are no scratches to signify some sort of clawing. We are dealing with a very large dog or canine.
Mastiff or larger?
Larger, judging from the canines that have penetrated the skin.
So, a hitherto unknown dog species.
Yes.
Yeah, my bid's on something not natural. And it lives in the sewers. Great. My enthusiasm level is through the roof.
I don't get a sarcasm.
It's not sarcasm.
No, I know. I'm just like, your enthusiasm is through the roof. It's like, why are you excited? I don't like these kinds of things.
You don't find the discovery of a new, hitherto unknown supernatural species interesting?
When you put it like that, yes, for examination, but I do not partake in the violent end of these things usually.
No, that's what Deck is here for. And possibly Donna. I've heard that the Toreador can be quite handy in a fight.
Many of them are, although I'm not sure I would quite label myself as so.
You see the retainer pull out 2 daggers, and she like crosses her hands.
She looks like she can handle herself.
She can. And I'm like, I'll do it later. I'll tell her. I'll do it later.
He puts the knives away. She's very SS, Dan.
She is?
Yeah, she's very SS.
Is she German? I can't tell because she's got a big veil on.
She's got a big veil. She you know in Hellboy the clockwork. She almost is like that.
Oof.
So is she also unwillingly working for the Nazis?
I just kind of shrug. She came to my office and she was in very extreme condition. But alas, here she is.
She kind of she points at like her jacket, and it would have been where it says SS on it, but it's no longer there.
And I kind of just like
You can see the old Patrick used to be there, but now it's like an American flag or something.
Yeah.
I'm totally American.
Now she is. It's ambiguous.
It's very
So
ambiguous.
yes, I guess we must chase down this canine-like creature.
Oh, I'll go down first.
Davina, you want to imagine that uh Huey probably saw the Nosferatu running down into in the sewers, and so he chased after it.
After he ate a bunch of things.
Yeah, after he ate a bunch of things, thinking it was a
Yeah.
threat.
So I'm just thinking, God fucking damn it.
That's the sweetest
Face,
dog.
I'm just like interested and ready to go. Inside, God damn it.
It's a lovable dog. It's a lovable scrap. But
Like, do I have emotions?
yeah, you have emotions.
Okay.
What you don't have is the part of your aura that
That-
tells me what your emotions are.
Exactly.
And my character habitually reads people's auras.
Yeah.
Habitually.
Oh,
Like,
I know
literally-
I don't have that.
Yeah.
I was just looking at her. What the thing? What's her called? Those
Her
tenants that you have.
Yeah, her touchstones.
Oh.
Yeah, her touchstones.
Yep.
Or her convictions.
Yep.
You literally have to have emotions. You're a Bahari.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's part of your thing.
Yep.
Okay.
I mean,
You can't
They're all
not
negative,
ang-
but they exist.
yeah, they're all very negative.
Oh, so it definitely be very character to inside be like just angry
Yes.
and like annoyed. Okay.
Yes, you're very annoyed by this.
All right. Yeah. Let's go.
But Huey would not have disobeyed if it wasn't a potential threat.
Okay.
I'm gonna potently lift the manhole cover with one hand,
You do that, and then you
toss it to the side.
all descend into the sewer
Yep.
on North Chester, which is the
I will-
last expedition of the city's rebuilding. So this is all like brand new. This is all like the concrete is still white. They have
And you
like,
all see in darkness?
I can.
Donna,
I can.
I can.
former
Hey.
Nazi lady?
Not Nazi.
she nods.
Alrighty. Then I don't need to get my torch.
Yeah. Surprisingly, all of you have aspects of some sort.
I don't
Or
even actually
animalism.
use awesome.
I don't have
yes.
aspects. I have fucking protein.
I know, but everybody has the ability to see into the dark.
Mhm.
So first thing you notice is that these are anybody who's ever been into old sewers, they were like made for like they were like 5 feet wide, 6 feet up. Modern sewers are 10 feet wide, 12 feet up. For all these currents now that you see, there's all this industrial current, there's all these newfangled like telephone lines are now everything's being built underground now. Everything, and so that's like the first thing you notice is that it's a lot more
Telephone and power lines?
Yeah, telephone and power lines. And then, but the one thing you do see is that the waterway is still stone. And you see lots of stucco. Lots of stucco, lots of, and they are just, whoever is down here are trying to cover up something on the walls. And it is a lot of Chinese pictographs.
Interesting.
And I mean, and a lot of you who are local know that the east side of Old Town Kern is Chinatown, and they're the ones who built most of the sewerways back when, when the settlement was created. So maybe these are just kind of like notes that they left each other to be like, don't go down here, or maybe these are like engineering notes. They're all in Chinese, but Do any of you speak or can understand Chinese?
No, but do any of them have occult significance?
Yes, a lot of them have a cult.
Because I do have occult.
Do I speak or understand Chinese?
Yes, you do understand Chinese.
Okay, what do they say?
They talk about a watcher.
Do I know what they're talking about?
No, I freaking idea.
Okay. Not even with the cult?
Oh no, I mean you guys have a cult, so the iconography could relate to something that you both realize.
By the way, I'm putting on the act of just
There's
like
two
I don't
successes.
understand it. Is it intelligence occult?
It's intelligence.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Raw knowledge.
And
3
Tony, you
successes.
can roll cult too. You're a Tremere.
You mean
Or I mean
0?
Zed.
Should I?
Do you have a cult too?
Oh no, but I don't know when I don't know when I obtained it though.
Yeah, you had.
So-
You could roll because for something else though, not what they get to see, what you get to see.
Oh,
So,
what
Para
is it?
for my
Wits?
No, intelligence.
Intelligence.
ow, my hip. So Para for my my lore sheet, it would give me
an
an
additional.
extra die
yeah, an
for
extra-
occult,
Yeah, for.
but it needs an occult specialty, but I don't have a specialty
Oh, no.
yet because I'm just like,
It'd be in kindred.
would it?
Did,
Okay.
did you?
Oh yeah, it would.
How did you get an occult specialty? Is that like the one you took a specialty in naturally with your free specialty? Because you have to buy specialties.
Yeah.
Okay.
You get,
well,
you
I,
get
yeah, I
one
wouldn't be able to
free,
use
and then
it.
there are 4
It
skills
just-
that give you
yeah.
one also.
Because it
Just for
just
having it.
adds +1 die if I do use a specialty. Okay, never mind then. I just regular roll.
Yeah, it's an extra die. It costs 3 XP. You get 1 for free in character creation,
Yeah,
1
yeah, yeah.
from your feeding type, and then if you take crafts, performance, academics, or science, you get a free 1 in those
So
also.
Dan, this is with your cult too.
Yeah.
You recognize the iconography that your patients draw in their
Sometimes.
sometimes. This watch.
How many of them were involved in reconstructing the sewers that draw this iconography?
A majority of them.
Okay.
Yes, there's the eye. He's kind of telling. So with 2, some sort of deity,
A watcher.
a watcher, some sort of pagan deity that is a watching deity of some sort.
I'm Jungian. It's the what did he call it? The like human consciousness
Yeah.
concept. So it's man watching himself.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever.
So
Got it. Ha.
Donna, you think that has something to do with almost the same thing as his. Like you didn't get that great of a success either, so you just got. It's not heretical.
Aw. But it is about some sort of like god,
Yeah, it is about some sort of god, some sort of higher
some
being.
sort of watcher.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Outwardly, I'll put on the face of being like, do any of you happen to read whatever language this is?
I am not well versed in this.
Deck.
Chinese, most likely.
So the markings are, you kind of see that the Chinese workers wrote over something else, because you see some signs that point towards some werewolf markings.
Some werewolf what?
Werewolf markings. So there were markings before the Chinese even got here.
Hey, those marks behind those are not Chinese. Those are lupine.
Interesting. Were those marks? Did any of those marks part of the Watcher thing, or no?
No.
Okay. What do these lupine marks tell you?
It's unrecognizable at this point because
Yeah, I can't read it. But that's definitely what those are.
So the wolves have been down here. Interesting.
You guys keep throwing that word around.
It's
Well,
because this is all very interesting.
I mean, I certainly hope we don't run into any, but just the idea of it is interesting. I haven't personally interacted with a lot of werewolves.
I would like to keep it that way personally.
Right.
I don't hear nice things about these lupines.
I'm sure they would also like to keep it that way. So, you said there was a blood trail to this manhole, so perhaps it continues?
Yep, it continues down.
Can I use Way of Spirit sneakily to make sure we don't actually catch the dog?
Well,
Or at least to know if we're about to catch the dog.
so what out of Way of Spirit would you use?
It literally is the same power for every dot, except it's just like a greater radius. Like I can get a 1/4 mile radius with 3 dots.
Okay. So you can fuddle their intent, but you can't hide the blood using Way of Spirit.
Well, no, I'm using Way of Spirit to perceive everything in a 1/4 mile radius, so that like I know if we're getting close.
Okay. So when you use Way of Spirit down here, you get a like, oh, this is like fitting a pattern. And then when you fit this pattern, it's like, oh, this is like some sort of mystical. The ley lines are doing something to this place.
Oh, so they built the sewer tunnels like in a pattern with the ley lines.
Yes.
Oh,
Which will theoretically do some interesting stuff to the architecture here. Because when you build on a ley line fault, weird things happen. It's typically not good. Typically, Tremere would frown upon this. Because Tremere would be like, this is fucking dumb. You don't want to do this. But it looks like the Tremere have not been consulted.
That also means when major roots cross, really crazy things happen.
Yes.
Um,
And then all of a sudden you see the ley lines kind of fold in. And then you see an eye. And it's an eye that you're very familiar with.
I am on his side, right?
No. You're
No?
not.
I get it.
You're not on its side.
Okay. But
It's
like-
more like the enemy of my enemy is my friend sort of relationship.
okay, so like I'm not gonna immediately cancel the spell or anything to get away from it.
Well,
I'm just like, oh, you're there.
Yeah, you're there.
You're watching.
You're watching.
Okay. Interesting. Do I know where the dog is?
Yeah, you see the dog.
Okay. Is it stopped or or is it still moving?
Oh, it caught its prey.
Did it kill the Nosferatu?
I mean, it's chewing on its leg.
Is it alive?
Well, it's chewing on its leg.
Yeah, but is it fighting back?
No, the leg is. He has.
Just
separate.
a severed,
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh,
just a
okay.
severed leg.
Yeah, the severed leg.
Fuck. What do I have as a way to send a message to the dog? To fuck off.
Well, you could beckon it, or you can.
Well, first you can beckon it, then you can use the go away power once it shows up.
Yeah,
Once everyone sees it.
yeah. You're not really. This is not your field of expertise.
Oh, like the dogs aren't really my thing
No.
as much. God damn it.
Yep. That's.
Like, so if the dog sees me, is it immediately gonna bound up to me and be like happy?
Yeah, oh yeah, totally.
Fuck. Give me a second. Okay, out of all these awesome powers, do any of them help me?
Doing a really bad job being major NPC, you know that.
What do you want me to do? I don't even know what half these. I don't. Okay.
You're a vampire.
This is two
Think of
protean
something.
aspects.
Vampire-like. Let me go pee real quick.
Okay, so protean 3.
Or you could just be like, "Hi, I'm Sabat. How's it going?"
Well, yeah, but I guess I did kind of just figure out what I wanted to know, didn't I? Like, I just figured out what the sewers
Yeah.
are. Okay. So I don't have a way for us to not get
But it's a
caught.
ways away. It's about half a mile into the sewers. It chased down its prey. So maybe you could lead them away towards.
Oh wait, are the sewers running?
Yeah.
Okay.
If you could subtly make them go the opposite way that you want them to go, then that's possibly a way. But there's a lot of activity. Like, the ley lines are blocking your vision down here.
Okay.
The only reason why you could connect to the hound is because
blood.
yeah, you have a blood bond. But like I said, the ley lines are screwing your ability to read the earth. You would
Can I antagonize the ley lines to get them to do something?
That would be super fucking obvious.
Okay. So is Deck the one tracking right now?
Yeah.
Okay, so as we're walking, so, Deck, are you the only gangrel in town?
I don't know. Am I?
Well, there's Buck, but he's not really
Yeah,
acknowledged.
he's a douche. Next person.
Nope.
Someone important, Para.
Nope. There's nobody
Should
else.
have known.
So I don't know that the Native American is.
Nope.
Okay. Or do I know he's not Gangrel?
You've only heard rumors about the gangrel here. That there's a crazy elder who hunts other gangrel for sport.
Jesus.
He hunts other gangrel for sport. That's the rumor that you heard. But he hasn't come knocking on your door yet.
Yeah, remind me to put up a no soliciting sign. All right. Yeah, I'm the only one outside of Buck.
Oh, and I heard there used to be so many.
Yeah, I don't know what happened with that.
Well, I suppose Alvin asked me not to talk about it.
Well, you know something?
She looks like kind of flustered and like awkward. How long have you been here?
Only a couple of years.
Have you ever been up to the Kern River Valley area?
Interesting.
No.
I'll turn to Zero. She's attempting to gaslight him to lead him off our main objective.
What?
Um,
What's gaslighting?
Gaslighting is an attempt to reframe your position of reality to get you to accept something else that may or may not be true. But she's specifically doing it in this situation to get you to look away from the bloodstain.
That is quite curious.
Huh. Perhaps she's afraid of the dog. I did sense that she knows more about it than her. I have no idea what could do this. Were you attacked? Perhaps?
It's
Traumatized?
not something I would like to talk about. Thank you.
Understandable.
Yes, I am nervous about confronting something like that.
Understandable.
You are good at reading people.
It's what I do. I am a doctor. Which point, I reach into my pocket and get a flask and drink from it and put it back. If you have any kind of heightened sense smell, it's tea.
Not that we would smell it. We're in a sewer, right?
Yeah.
So it just
I don't know.
stink.
Most sewers actually don't smell that bad because they're treated with like lots of chemicals before it actually enters the general sewers. But 1958 is probably a lot different.
1950s high fat fucking steaks and potatoes shits.
But low sugar.
No sugar.
As we're walking, though, I will say, although you still perhaps should know this deck, don't tell anyone you learned this information from me, especially since I'm so new. But
is it something that needs to be known right now?
Well, I would rather share it in a more secluded location than areas where many others could overhear us.
Then let's talk about it later, because blood kind of takes priority.
Fair enough.
I continue trailing.
Okay. So you go down. Most of this place has been already patched up, so most of the walls have been completely been stuccoed. Flat surfaces with no inkling of like writing behind the walls sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
But then,
oh no, sorry, go ahead.
so then you guys all begin to feel like a chill in the air.
Like an unnatural chill in the air?
Like a natural chill in the air.
Uh-oh.
That's not good.
As you start to see the room darken.
Is do I know who's doing this?
No idea.
Okay. What's going on?
Technically, the room is already kind of dark because we're all using aspects.
So there's like emergency lights every 15 feet. Those lights are going out.
Like they're just turning off.
No, like they're being swallowed by something that's coming.
I'll use unseen presence.
I'm
not moving
awesome,
and nobody's looking at me.
I will pop claws.
Okay.
I'll pull my throwing knives out of my fucking satchel, just like to practice. Yeah.
I'm ready to proteate it all if something bad happens.
Can I activate my blood sorcery?
Yes. Which one are you gonna
Oh yeah, rouse check.
I'm gonna use my main one. Balls caress.
Okay.
Hey. I don't get a hunger.
Shit, what do I roll? Fuck, I just had it
Isn't that some Path of Mars shit?
Strength. So it's strength plus blood sorcery. So that would be strength.
Is that Path of Mars? Sure as hell looks like Path of Mars.
I think that's it.
They're all Sabat!
Okay.
Son of a bitch, we're surrounded.
Jack knows how I feel for once!
Oh, wait. You're gone.
That's
Oh,
right.
shit. I'm surrounded by Sabat.
Mario's not Sabat.
No, but I'm not there anymore physically.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
he's
Not
like,
yet,
That's what I'm
anyways.
saying. He's gone. I'm surrounded. Shit.
Zed isn't Sabat.
What?
Going out past the Mars.
I'm just a suspicious Toreador.
Mhm.
No, all the paths are gone. That's a joke, but I think Bale's Koresh used to be a path of Mars.
It was.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Which was Sabat only. That was their thaumaturgy path.
okay. So you activate your Bell's Caress and you pop claws as the room. Oh, this is Donna. This is definitely a obtenebration.
Oh, this is Alessandra.
Yeah,
Okay.
you're very familiar with this, but you don't know who.
Okay.
Would I have a flare in my satchel?
You would have a lot of things in your satchel.
Is it
Leave
normal obtenebration, or is it like the crazy Drepidon corrupted obtenebration?
You don't know.
Okay.
The abyss is the abyss. It's all the fucking same.
As like you're standing still, Dan, with obfuscate, and you're just like, "Don't look at me! Don't look at me! Don't look at me! Don't look at me!" You all feel like something kind of caressed by you, some sort of like it passes through you, whatever this darkness thing does. Even you, Dan, and then all the lights turn back on. Or all the like emergency lights that are down here turn back on.
Oh,
What
so that
the
was that someone
hell
into
was-
neighbor's form, just like moving down the hallway?
Think maybe.
Okay.
What the hell was that?
Can I turn around and see the opposite end and just seeing the rest of the fucking lights like dimming in fucking
Yeah.
ah
Can I scry the soul of somebody in to neighbor's form?
I think you have to look into their eyes. I think that is a requirement for Scry to Soul.
Okay.
No, you have to focus on them, but I don't know if you can see them.
Well,
it's
In-
just the black fucking mask,
That's
right?
No.
Can I like roll
I'm looking it up
something to
right
see what
now.
it was?
yeah, I'm looking at Scry to Soul right now. You focus on a person, vampire, that
Yeah.
can perceive the state of that person's psyche.
As a shifting aura of colors.
So, if I were to give it to you, Evan, I would have to give it to everybody else who has like a bunch of aspects.
But okay, so are you not giving it to us?
Well, I'll make you decide.
Um,
I got the tits. I got the
I mean, like-
power.
fuck it. I'm not protecting the identity. I have no Lasombra whose identities I need to protect.
Yeah. So I'm assuming, Dan, you're doing the exact same thing.
Of course I am.
Exactly.
I'm gonna know it's a Lasombra, right?
No,
Like, oh,
you have no idea what that was. Sombra are not very well, like, unless you met a Lasombra and have been actively, like,
Yeah, unless you're like a Sabat hunter specifically.
yeah. That's not something that you
shit.
can know right away.
Threes, so give me
So it's
mine.
composure plus what? To resist Scry the
Resolve.
Soul?
Do.
It's,
that's the wrong roll for
composure
me.
subterfuge.
Composure plus subterfuge.
Yeah, composure. So that's just composure. That's a subterfuge.
Same
thing-
shit, different roll.
This thing is not a good liar. He never was a good liar. So he got
it's got good enough lying. How about that?
no, I got 2.
Is it?
Yeah,
Oh yeah, because you.
yeah.
Oh,
Okay. Yeah, I got 3.
I can't scry the soul, so
4, 4, and 3.
This is 2.
Its residence trait is something different, something new. It's
Is it vampire?
yeah
Supernatural?
yes, it's
Okay.
very vampire. It's sanguinate.
What's its emotional state?
and
And what's its resonance type?
so its residence type is sanguinous. Its Emotional state is calm.
Okay. Ah, interesting.
What was that?
A vampire in a big black cloud, moving very calmly through the sewers.
Hmm.
And it just passed right by us?
Apparently, we didn't interest it.
I'll be like, oh, I must check my library for this.
And you guys couldn't see what it looked like?
It was a big black cloud.
Well, I mean, other than the big black cloud.
No, that's. I
Oh.
believe that is its physical form right now. Is that of big black cloud?
It was a big black cloud.
He took it instead of the much cooler power of being able to teleport.
Huh.
Ah, well then, that was interesting. Do we continue? By the way, I'll put
Do any
on
of you
gloves,
know
Aura.
of a
I'll put on-
vampire power that lets you turn into a big black cloud?
Not as that I have read.
I mean, gangrels can turn into clouds of mist.
We can't look like that.
Well, by the way, I put on gloves.
Maybe it's a really. What's the term? Maybe it's like an Addams Family version of a gangrel. You know, mysterious and spooky, while altogether ooky.
Wait, did I rouse from my fucking blood sorcery? Nope,
No.
I didn't.
Is your blood sorcery obvious?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
What's the effect of your blood sorcery?
He caresses his
No,
weapon.
it's the Ball's caress. Is it Bales or?
It's
I don't
balls.
It's Bales.
Oh shit! Is it Bales? Bales caress, and then I use it for my throwing knives.
Yeah. So it's very like each chance something.
Is it the blood poison one?
Yeah, it's the blood poison one.
Okay.
So much deadlier. It's like, okay, don't panic.
Spooky red, some sort of incantation engraved onto the blades themselves. Some sort of.
And then I'll ask, what's her name? For
Donna?
Yvette for her
Mhm.
special dagger,
Yeah.
and I'll strike the hilt into my palm, and I'll rouse the blood to give it the Ball's caress. I'm like, in an emergency, be careful.
She pats you on the head.
Violent. Are you okay?
Huh?
You just
Alright.
stabbed yourself in the palm.
Oh, that is completely normal. Oh, I need to make another rouse check.
Mm-hmm.
And then reroll.
No, you got a success.
No, I know. I'm saying reroll her dagger.
Yeah. Damn.
She's getting spicy juice in that shit.
Yeah, not critical though.
Hmm.
Not critical. So he basically applies the same effect onto her daggers.
Or at least one of them,
No,
because
one of them.
I can't go around fucking rouse. Everybody, get blood sorcery, and then I'll hand her a vial too.
Yeah.
And it's from my satchel. It's a vial that's for what's it called?
Fucking Tremere, those fucking usurpers.
Clinging of the insect.
Yeah.
There you go. I'll give it to her.
Fucking Tremere usurpers stealing all of the Samis magic.
What do I want right now? Like, so I figured out what is going on with the sewers, basically, didn't I?
Curiosity now.
Like, just about them.
Yeah, just about
And
them.
if you leave, it looks
Awfully
awfully
suspicious.
suspicious.
But
Yeah.
do I care at this point about maintaining this identity inside the Camarilla?
No, but I mean, the doctor's interesting.
Doctor.
Okay.
Hmm.
And the Tremere's stupid.
Hey. I'm not. I'm charisma stupid.
So, Doctor, if you don't mind me prying, what sparked your fascination with psychoanalysis?
I have no emotions.
The water's rippling. Only you notice it, Deck.
Like the waves coming from in front of us.
Yeah.
Guys.
Did you have no emotions as a human, Doctor? Or is that a byproduct of your embrace?
My parents were horribly killed in a terrible car accident in front of me, and then the boys' home I was sent to was quite abusive, so I lost them as a mortal. It's what attracted my sire to me.
You have my condolences.
Water's rippling a little bit more violently.
Guys.
Do you try and learn about them as an attempt to get them back?
Honestly, I find emotions to be rather pointless. They tend to lead us away from the things we need. I'm simply trying to understand why other people cling to them.
Then you hear like chittering, like.
And I'm starting to go like, well, that is very dangerous. You may lose your humanity if you continue down this path.
I work very hard to help
only
people
you're
to
noticing
maintain
this,
my
Deck.
humanity.
Only you are noticing it because they're having a philosophical circle jerk.
So you
Yeah, that's why I'm like,
don't have emotions, but you have a sense of
I'm leaping on it.
morals.
Okay, so you see, Derek, you see these really, really scrawny looking they look like very sickly werewolves that they're crawling on the walls. There's about 3 of them.
Just out of character question. Do they have bad ears?
They have bad ears.
Yeah,
And-
okay, that's
and
what I
they,
thought.
And they actually have they have little what's it called too.
Wings.
They have like little. It's not fully elongated wings, but they have like that under like flap.
Like the Spider-Man webbing flap thing?
Yeah, Spider-Man webbing flap.
Ah.
And they have glowing green eyes, and they're like.
Oh, shit.
Does everybody see it at this point now?
Well, he was. Everybody wasn't really paying attention until
roll.
Until he says, "Oh shit!"
Yeah, he says,
or some shit.
Yeah, he says.
Yeah, I was just. That's why I was like, "Fuck." All right, I'm leaping.
When he says, "Oh shit," we'll all turn at him. I assume.
Yeah, you all, and then he's just like, because they were loud enough for him to pick up, but they're really quiet. They were like almost supernaturally quiet, to where like you guys were like engaged in your conversation, and only he noticed it.
Where are they at?
Oh, they're like 2 of them are clinging onto the ceiling, and then the other one is like kind of jostling towards the group.
Can they all see my eyes?
I mean, they have a general sense of where you're at.
So I'm gonna look at them like at eye level and just go flee, and that'll dominate.
Okay.
I think I can do the main once, so I only have to rouse once for mass dominate.
So your math, I think it takes 2.
No, it's 1 for mass dominate plus the other one you're doing, but it doesn't take 1 for command or compel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, compel is free. It's the one word command.
Return.
Yeah.
Okay, so they don't get any sort of supernatural resistance.
Yeah.
To this. So dominate.
Although my charisma is not as good as my manipulation, so I guess I'll do the other one. I'll do mesmerize and just do the 2 rouse checks.
Okay. So give me a sec. I like how Derek was like, "All right, let's go, let's do this," and then they're all gonna be like, "So versus intelligence resolve? Are you kidding me?"
Sons of bitches, man.
I feel like you say that every time any one of us wants to use dominate.
Roll one of these.
It's too broken. That's
All
why.
right.
I mean,
I mean, against mortals, they can't even resist.
No, this is my roll's bullshit too because I max manipulation and dominate. So
so
Oh.
8.
so they got one.
Are
Okay,
you mass
oh,
manipulating now?
Yeah.
Yes.
So one. So one got one. One got
3.
3. I know it's a crapshoot, but I'm just
They
trying.
would need full 10.
Yeah. 3. Okay, so I mean, so you use mesmerism on them, and they, let's see, no rolls required against a victim commanding, resisting. Yeah, so they have to flee.
Mm-hmm.
The command is carried out until the end of the scene.
I was gonna say.
So Derek, Deck, you were all ready to be like, "Let's do this," and then they're all like,
Arf, 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 arf.
Is it wise to let them go? They may carry more problems if you do not deal with
Yeah,
them
you
now.
better fucking run.
Do I know what
They will.
bat-eared werewolves mean?
They will. I told them to.
No clue.
Okay.
The
Interesting.
Sabbat haven't brokered yet with the BSDs in Mexico City. That doesn't happen until the 1980s. I mean, okay, so you know what werewolves are. I mean, they're all...
Yes.
There's a whole entire werewolf tribe devoted to fucking with the Samis clan. They have this guy named Stormcrow who likes to, like, take a swipe at your ancient castles.
Remember, a vote for Stormcrow as your pack totem is a vote to not get hit by a lightning bolt thrown by Stormcrow.
Yeah. So... But these were, I mean, those were like noble Romanian wolves. These things look like sickly fucking mutts almost.
They look like Nazi experiment versions of werewolves.
Yeah, like Nazi.
Maybe.
I get the feeling you're not gonna let that slide for a while.
I haven't seen a lot of wolves, but are those wolves look out of the ordinary, right?
Yeah.
Perhaps
Do I
we
know
should
anything about
capture one.
those?
So these
Or
are
no?
these are the wolves that have been attacking a lot of residents that don't live inside the city. So so they come off as, I mean, they're sickly. They're sickly wolves.
But I don't know. I don't know anything about them being, bad.
Yeah, you don't know
wolves,
about
right?
being, yeah, no.
Okay.
All wolves
Never
are bad
seen
wolves.
those kind before.
Can we maybe capture one? I may be able to research them.
Well, I mean,
Well,
they
would
went that
certainly-
way.
That would
I
certainly
don't-
be a bounty to the court.
I don't think they'll be coming back. At least not anytime soon.
It was just weird
Yeah.
that the shadow mask
Uh,
went through you. Maybe it was running away from it. You don't know.
so do we chase them? Or
I mean,
I think we should continue to look for the large dog thing. Yes.
yeah. I continue following the blood.
So
Maybe it's a much bigger one you could experiment on.
So you guys wander the sewers for like about another hour. You eventually do find one. It is its throat has been ripped off or been gored.
Is it by the dog again?
Yes, by the dog again.
Does it have a tail?
The werewolf?
Yeah. No. Oh, it's a werewolf. I thought it was a Nosferatu. That was
No.
dead.
it was one of the lupine that we saw.
One thing that's really fucking weird is as you're examining the body, the two doctors, you notice that its skin looks like it was grafted on.
Like someone using vicissitude?
No, like
I'd be able to notice.
Like you
right?
cut the outer layer of skin off and then sewed this layer on,
yes,
like you do when you do a skin graft.
yeah.
There appears to be some sort of skin graft on this creature.
Yeah,
The entire skin.
yeah, the skin looks like exactly like plastic surgery is becoming a thing now, but like its mass and its muscles conform to it. Oh, and it has some horrible deformity. This one has a third eye.
Can I extract some of its blood?
Oh yeah, but it's like sickly. I mean,
I want to examine it.
yeah.
One of my vials. Do
I'm
you
gonna-
mind?
I'm going to pull out a specimen glass and put the third eye into my specimen
I
glass.
dare you to drink it.
I'll use theft of vitae.
Does this thing have any resonance? Or it's probably been dead too long for the resonance to remain
No.
anyway.
I mean,
It died very recently.
it died very recently. Yeah, give me a sec, Dan. Since you're so obsessed with where's the blood?
It's like a whole other thing where your emotions are stored in your blood, and
Yeah.
I'm playing a character obsessed with emotion.
So
Who'd
it
have
is
thought?
it's phlegmatic. The water one.
Okay.
Controlling. This thing was being controlled.
This thing was not in charge of its own destiny.
And then
Something was telling it what to do.
One way or another.
as you lift the skin off, you see embedded in its back that eye.
Like it's been drawn on the wall.
Yeah.
Like, is it cut into it, or is it just like...
It's been cut,
Tattooed?
like it's been tattooed onto it.
Ugh.
Appears to be some sort of branding on its spine.
Huh. So the Watcher's not Drepidon, right?
You don't know.
Okay. Because I know who Drepidon is at this point, right?
So you have, I mean, the cave markings that you found appears that there is a demon that is Drepidon, but you can't connect the Watcher to the Drepidon.
Drepidon. Okay.
I'll take one of my syringes that's like for extracting, and I'll hit it in the back so it like just fills with like a vial of blood.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there you go. And I'll put it in my
Correct
satchel.
me if I'm wrong, but this is the same symbol that was back there, right?
No, you are absolutely correct. I wonder if perhaps
Perhaps a ritual?
to give somebody control of this thing.
And you said that it was not under control, so it's basically fear?
Wait, Deputy, you said that those symbols, like the symbol on its back there, were drawn over werewolf markings, right?
Yeah.
And then we find the symbol drawn over the markings on a werewolf.
I don't know if this thing's a werewolf. I mean, it has bat features.
No, that is definitely a werewolf. I
Like,
just haven't
I'm gonna-
seen.
I'm gonna check its mouth part. Does it have like the dog teeth, or does it have like bat?
Fangs.
So
like
it
fangs.
still has dog teeth. It's a menace.
Okay, so-
It's just really sick and weak.
and it has some weird bat features, right? Like the
Yeah.
ears and the little.
Yeah.
Huh.
This seems to be some sort of experiment in crossbreeding.
Third eye is often associated with demon worship.
This is not boding well.
And it has an eye on its back.
This also seems to be a failed experiment. I'd hate to see what a successful one looks like.
It does look rather sickly.
Oh boy, I hope I can see what a successful one looks like.
Do we have to continue?
So you guys are all left staring at this body
Mhm.
as time passes. You guys drag the body out. You present it to the people that are
Stuff
in
it
the
in
know.
the Studebaker trunk.
You all are given a
Minor boon.
minor boon. Locke rewards you all with your intended rewards in the past. The Malkavian given more freedom to venture into parts of the new development of the northwest or northeast, so you don't have to stay in the mountain region anymore. The Tremere are given more control over the Tehachapi's and the high mountain areas.
Do I have a chance to talk to Deck one-on-one after it's over?
Yeah.
Deputy, before we part ways, I was thinking perhaps we should finish that conversation we started.
Oh, yeah. So, what was it about?
The gangrel and why there aren't any.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Have you heard the stories of how the gangrel in the past were corrupted?
No.
I don't have anything to confirm that, but I have heard it as Alvin mentioned it. Was quite a popular assumption back in the day. You didn't hear this from me, by the way. Alvin would be quite upset if he knew that I shared this with you, but I think Locke got the founding court to put together an expedition to hunt down the local gangrel. I believe he was worried they might all be corrupted. I've heard that if you still might be able to find evidence of them in the Kern River Valley area. But again, please don't tell anyone you heard that from me.
Right. Where was this again?
I believe Alvin mentioned, like I said, the Kern River Valley area, where the local, whatever tribe, I don't remember what the name of it was.
It's the Yokits.
Where the Yokits tribe was located.
Huh. I'll go take a look.
I just thought you might, being a gangrel, deserve to know.
Yeah. Thank you.
And walking away, and it's like, and Discord sewed! I learned some interesting information. This court's boring as fuck. Doctor's interesting. Tremere has some secret that he didn't tell anybody.
Well, we kind of got out of the bag.
Yeah.
Turns out.
And this was all being told by the narration of Archie. As it fades into the current scene where you're all standing around listening to Archibald's little story. He's like, I never did like that Malkavian, wherever he went off to. I fucking hate the Tremere. Good riddance to a lot of them. Right. So.
Oh, so now we're our regular.
Yeah, now you're regular characters.
Wow, that was fucking.
Well,
never mind. I'd rather not say.
Never did know what happened
In my head.
Never did know what happened to the body.
this is bat werewolf, right? Those are the really bad ones, yeah.
Yep. And then months later, Deck came down the mountain real pissed. Apparently, you found something in Kern River Valley. It pissed you right off. Spoiler.
Yeah, the slaughter.
Yeah. Spoiler. Well, yeah, we killed a lot of your gangrel.
Is that a frenzy check?
I thought you said you didn't have a hand in it, Archie.
I
Who's this wee shit?
You
The
know,
original coterie, I guess.
The original coterie.
Were you part of the original coterie, Archie?
Yes. All right.
Frenzy check.
And I'll.
Let's leave it there.
What's
I
the
mean-
Frenzy check.
I mean, I don't need a frenzy check. I already know what I'm gonna do.
Well,
Are you just gonna attack him
No,
like right here?
Hell yeah!
Hope will dominate you and say, "Calm down." Or not Hope,
Can
Joy. Sorry, Joy.
Joy. I was like,
calm
wait,
down
who's
on
Hope?
command?
Is it the?
She could use She goes mesmerism.
It still has to be something you can do on command.
I mean,
Like-
for command, it's just for
But
him
like,
to,
she can mesmerize, like, don't attack
Yeah,
Archibald.
don't attack
Yeah.
Archibald.
or don't do anything violent.
Yeah. I'd say don't do anything stupid, but I'm not sure Deck can stop himself from doing that either. Doom doom. Also, killing Archie is probably the smartest thing any of us can do right now. We're just not going to do it because we're too loyal to the Camarilla.
Also,
Yes.
during that whole story, Cooper's like, mm-hmm.
And I'm just the whole time thinking, what the fuck? This is so fucking boring. Like, holy shit. I just want to go home.
And Reggie's like, nah, Nazi doctor in the cam. That sounds about right for the 50s. Hopefully he's dead.
Former. I wasn't an actual Nazi. I was just serving them because lore reason.
The Venture
Would,
made you do it.
Would Mario have continued to have conversations with Donna?
Yeah, of course.
Until Davina
Over.
decided it was a bad idea,
Yeah.
which is probably what would happen eventually, because he's going to start gaslighting her.
And she'd probably be like, oh, fuck, he's just trying to mess with me now. I'm just
No,
gonna fuck.
he's trying to drive you crazy to see how it affects you.
Okay.
Because you're a Sabbat, so you've accepted your monstrosity, or you're at least once he finds out you're Sabbat. Anyway, he'll
Yeah.
start gaslighting you, because that means you've accepted your monstrous nature. So he wants to see what he can do to try to make you feel like you're wrong, that everything you live is a lie, that it's all just going to break apart.
Yeah, and then she's like, oh, okay, I'm no longer gonna need information from him. I'm just gonna leave now.
You have something called your fate to Lilith that kind of pulls you out of it.
Yeah. It'll be like, oh, it's like all those other Savant that always told me what I was doing was wrong. Whatever. I'm
He's not there. No. He's not there to tell you what you're doing is wrong. He's just gonna. He's way better at it than that.
So,
But Davina's a smart cookie. She'd figure it out eventually.
Yeah.
And the whole Lilith thing, she's got so ingrained into keeping secret that
Yeah.
that wouldn't get attached. Because he's gonna attack loyalty to the Sabbat, and Sabbat, like from his perspective of the Sabbat, and he has no shit clue what a Lilith is. So
exactly.
Yeah. My backup option was there's one power where if there's any running water nearby, I can cause a flood. I was just gonna flood the sewers if you guys figured out where I was and earth melted to the
Oh
wall.
my god.
And then once that was done, I was just gonna pop back out and be like, okay, well this is over now, and then I was just gonna get the dog and leave.
Never did meet that Donna Lockhart ever again. Shame. Pretty little thing.
wasn't this his story of the time Davina infiltrated the Camarilla?
Yes.
Wasn't that how this got started?
Yes.
So he knows Davina was there, but not that it was Donna Lockhart.
Yeah. He doesn't know. He doesn't know it was. He thought it was the Nazi.
Oh my god.
Oh man.
I mean, that's what I figured she would do, right? Is just be someone who's like relatively unassuming.
Yeah.
That's
and,
what
and Archibald's like, Davina was the Nazi.
Because it works on Archibald. The problem is Dr. Mario is used to like vampires don't make people who are unassuming into vampires.
Mhm.
At least Toreador don't.
Yeah, I mean, like you definitely picked up on the weakness of that disguise.
Immediately. But he's also that's what he does. That's who he is.
Like the only person in that entire group that might have probably figured out at one point that character was Sabat is probably him because she would have wanted
Yeah.
to talk to him more.
He also wouldn't have cared.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that was part 2 of Ode to the Family. the past, bringing up a lot of more questions like, how are the werewolves tied in all this? Why is Archibald warding against werewolves in the first place? Um,
Who is tattooing the Watcher's eye into the back of Black Spiral Dancers as a method of mind control?
A lot of these questions have yet to reveal themselves as we are past the halfway point in season 2 of Starring XP presenting the Masquerade. So
that puts us past the half point in all of it, right? Because this is
Yeah.
a trilogy of seasons.
yeah, so lot more to be said, a lot more to be seen, and more secrets to uncover. So thank you everybody who are tuning in. Next week, like I said, will be a grand episode. Lots of guest characters. Court is finally being held. Archibald is called in court in the new courts that may be the future Elysium. That is racist, non-racist.
I hope it's not racist.
Well, no. There's a lot of
The old one was racist as heck with all the like native indigenous artifacts stolen from people, locked, slaughtered.
Yeah. He's
The
was very
goal
brazen
is
about it.
Oh yes, in an
That's
era
what-
where that's dangerous.
That's why Davina was just like, oh yeah, just literally look around for 10 minutes up in the Kern River Valley.
Hey, you should check this area out.
If you are inclined, you can definitely go check us out at patreon.com/outofordershow, which we got a patron during the episode. I was very surprised. Thank you for everybody who is supporting that. Content is getting to be put up on the regular, so go check that out. If you want to support the channel, it is September month, half off your first time subscribing. Next week, I will be doing a sub giveaway for those who are watching, just because I'm being generous and being helpful, and I want to spread the word of the Starting XP. We're getting acknowledgement from Daddy Roll20. When do you get your one-on-one? You'll get your one-on-one soon. All right, I gotta get through them first. So, anyways, thank you all for tuning in. It's been a blast. Thank you for supporting the channel, and we will see you next week at a special time at noon. And the title is "The Man Who Sold the World." So until next time, be good to one another, and peace forever.